Eagles. Eagles.
A collapse of epic proportions for the Philadelphia Eagles, and they lose the game today to the Dallas Cowboys 24-21. They put up a goose egg in the second half after coming out and taking a 21-0 lead. You saw a glimpse of what this offense can look like when they don't play conservative ball and they completely shell up. It cost them in a big way. They turned the ball over twice in the second half, and the Dallas Cowboys come out on top 24-21. Welcome in, everybody, to the JAKIB Postgame Show here across the JAKIB Sports YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to drop your comments down below and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Your number one place for Philadelphia Eagles content. I'm joined now by Dan Sileo, host of the National Football Show. We'll be joined in about 20 minutes by John McMullen, host of Birds 365. Big Sills, I'm partly speechless, my friend. Eagles lose the game 24-21. Your first reaction?
An absolute collapse in the second half, offensively and defensively. It was a tale of two halves. I thought Prescott played his ass off in this football game. And once again, when you have a guy like Prescott and you have people like Pickens, and I'm going to say this about CeeDee Lamb too, his hands are completely overrated. The best wide receiver on that football team is that kid Pickens, man. He got separation. He was spectacular. For the Eagles, there was no pass rush, especially in the second half. They didn't pressure him enough. And that huge sack, once again, that Hurts took and takes in his career was really, I think, the turning point in the fourth quarter for them to be able to get the football back, drive down. And, of course, when you've got Aubrey, you know, we talked about this. I'll give it to John here, man. He brought Aubrey up saying if it came down to a fourth quarter football game, you knew immediately, Zander, once they got the ball midway point and they didn't pick up the first down, Aubrey was going to be a factor. And he ended up, when they missed that absolute opportunity to score. So, I mean, again, I didn't think Jalen played all that bad, but in the second half, the situational play calling by Kevin Patullo was shoddy at best. And I don't want to hear another week of Philadelphia Eagle fans telling me that Saquon Barkley and that offensive line, that there's not issues. We are now beyond it now. It's beyond conversation. 63 yards rushing as a team. We also said in the pregame show, whoever won the rushing title for this ball game was going to win the ball game. Got to give it up, man. Cowboys were down 21 points. That's not one of your better football teams, Zander. The Cowboys are not one of your better teams.
No.
And they rolled back 21 points to end up beating you? Are you kidding me? The Rams would have put 50 on you. That team is not that good defensively. They're getting better. And I'll tell you, divisional game, no question about it, bro. No pass rush whatsoever in the second half and into the fourth quarter. Dallas rolls back. That is what you call a collapse.
And this is why, Sills, I hate when people come in when we talk about the problems on this football team and people say, well, we're 8-2. That is a prime example of why the philosophy of this football team is a failure. Because, by the way, I think Jalen Hurts had a good game. He came out. And for all the people saying Kevin Patullo in the second half, I will push back on you immediately and say Kevin Patullo, the true Kevin Patullo, in my eyes, was the first three drives where you come out and you put 21 points on the board instantly. They get the lead and they go into this conservative bullshit. They don't try and push the ball down the field at all. They don't do anything on offense. The creative play calling went completely out the door, and we had 0 points.
So are you going to tell me you're going to give them credit, Zander, for the first three and then not for the last 7? I mean, that's him. To me, you know what it comes down to? Don't you notice, Zander, in the first half, much of that stuff is scripted. When they had to get in game and they had to have a feel for the game, they didn't have it. The entire second half, the Cowboys shut them down. Matt Eberflus was absolutely all over them. In the first half, hey, by the way, man, all kudos. DeVonta Smith with that circus catch, he was freaking unbelievable. I thought AJ played well. There were times in the game where they couldn't defend him. But I think the spotty play calling in that game again, I think it tripped them up and allowed the Cowboys to get series back. Hey, dude, the defense also, for all the praise that we give the defense, they laid a gigantic egg in the second half.
100%. The conservative play, I can't get over it. You come out and you impose your will. Jalen looks great. The ball's coming out on time. A.J. Brown's involved. DeVonta Smith's, everybody's involved, and they're moving the football, and then they just shell up. Now, maybe you're right because those first drives are scripted, into the week. So that's a fair point by you where you don't adjust and you're not able to adjust. I thought Jalen Hurts played a fine game. I mean, I know that you mentioned the sack. That was a brutal sack. You don't want to take a sack in that moment, but I just can't believe you come out and you go up 21-0
and you lose it.
Dallas slowly creep back into the game. CeeDee Lamb had more drops in this game than he did in game number 1. I mean, that guy is so overrated. I was dead wrong on that guy.
No doubt.
I mean, this is such an egregious failure for this team to lose this football game.
Completely. And here, how about the undisciplined 14 penalties for 96 yards
14 penalties
in the game too, which ended up stalling some drives for you. I mean, make no mistake about it, Zander. I thought they were playing really disciplined ball in the first half. Second half, it really came unwind. And 14 penalties for almost 100 yards in that ball game. And when you look at everything that they did in the second half, it was polar opposite. Once again, like you said. I mean, Zander, 5 of 12 on third down.
Yeah.
You were killing it in the first half. How did it get where you ended up not having any kind of continuity? You know what it is? You couldn't get that damn run game going again.
Our run game stinks. And I'm sorry, I'm now with you and John. For many times I've been saying I don't think Saquon's lost a step. He had 10 carries for 22 yards today. 10. And by the way, we had a 21-point lead, which is when you run the football.
Right. That's right.
10 carries for 22 yards for Saquon Barkley.
You're right, man. I mean, it's really time here now to sit here and really start questioning the direction of the run game right now because it's really not going anywhere. We're not. I mean, Zander, how long does this have to go on before that conversation where we start sitting here and we're sitting here saying this? That 2000 rushing season has completely played a toll on this guy and his ability to be able to run the football. There's no mistake about it right now.
And the offensive line, both of them have taken such a big collective step back. It's like you don't even recognize them from last year. Both of them.
Absolutely. I mean, just completely. I mean, I really thought Dallas, and as I thought, Zander, I thought Dallas really controlled the middle of the defense and not being able to let the run game go. And I really thought that those tackles, hey, dude, Quinton Williams is a ball player, dog. He can freaking play, and he has changed the entire landscape of that Dallas defense.
No doubt about it, man. They lose the game 24-21 today. Thanks, everybody, for being here. We'll get to all super chats on the show today. A brutal loss today. The conservative philosophy and approach has bitten this team in the ass. Anybody with a brain who's been watching this team knew it would come, despite all the people saying, we're 8-2 and we never stop winning. Oh, stop bitching, stop bitching. No, I'm not going to stop bitching. Here's the numbers from today, the game today. As Sileo pointed out to you, they were 5 of 12 on third down. Total yards in the game, Dallas had 473. Eagles had 339 in the game. Jalen Hurts today was 27-39 for 289, 1 touchdown. He also had 2 touchdowns on the ground. A.J. Brown had 8 catches on 10 targets for 110 yards and 1 touchdown. DeVonta Smith, 6 catches for 89 yards, including a bomb 41-yarder. And then the on the other side, Dak Prescott, 23 of 36, 354, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Javonte Williams, 20 carries for 87 yards. George Pickens, 9 for 146 and a touchdown. CeeDee Lamb, 4 for 75. Jake Ferguson, 5 for 60. There's a look at your box score. It's a little longer than that, but that's just a glimpse of it. Sills, where do you put the number one blame here on the loss for this game?
The philosophy of the team and how conservative they get when they get leads, and the defense thinking that, again, that all was fixed with the Packers and the Lions game. You were going to have to see more of a litmus size, I think, of teams for you to be able to make a true judgment. I tried making that point in the pregame show. People were telling me, hey, this defense is back, and you're going like, well, don't you want to see more than a week? Because I brought up the fact that I thought Dallas was better in a week. Turned out Dallas was better in a week. And they really did a great job, I thought, of stopping the run in that game. And that was the key to the football game, was them and their ability to stop the run. Xander, That pass to Barkley was there all night long. I felt they should have went to him a little bit more in the second half. If they were using those guys to stretch out the secondary, that pass was there the entire night. So, again, I just thought it was shoddy in the second half on how they approached. And I thought, again, on defense, it was a complete nuclear meltdown to the point also, Zander, where you started seeing Dallas gash them. Dallas was starting to get big run plays.
Yep.
And, hey, Dak played his ass off.
Javonte Williams, I know many people. I know, yeah, I agree with you, by the way. He also had he got lucky a couple times. Now, part of the reason he pushes the ball so much is because I think he knows his defense isn't so great. But Zach Bond had that dropped interception in the game. There was a couple other moments there where I didn't think, I thought he pushed the ball. But Javonte Williams, I'm not going to sit here and tell you he's a better player than Saquon Barkley, but that guy hits the hole. That guy doesn't sit around and wait for anything. He hits the damn hole, and he's going to pick up his 3 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards, no matter what. We need that from Saquon Barkley, dude. We got to stop this dancing behind the line of scrimmage. I don't know what he's doing.
Dallas played also. Let's give Dallas credit here with this. This was their season, and they played like – you see Dak diving into the end zone.
Dude, I thought we gave him the game, Sills. I really did, dude.
Okay. I agree.
I don't think they stole that game from us. I thought we handed it to them on a silver platter. We had 2 turnovers in the second half. Gibson fields a punt at the 1 yard. What are you fielding a punt at the 1 yard? Let the ball bounce through the end zone.
Yeah, but they created those turnovers with big hits.
They did. They were good hits. But again, why are you fielding a punt at the 1, Sills? Why?
You're not.
Let the ball go into the end zone. What are you doing? Barkley had the fumble. That was a brutal fumble, but credit on the punch out by Williams. I mean, this was just I really felt like I'm watching it, and I'm like, we're giving it to him. We're handing him.
How about Barkley? If you're up 21, I think the other team took it from you. Because if you had a 21-point lead, dude, I thought the game was over. My wife, we're sitting there watching, and my family and I are watching the game. We're like, even when they were down at the 20, I didn't believe they were winning it to kick the field goal. I didn't believe it. I can't believe they rolled all the way back. They put 24 unanswered points on the Eagles in the second half. 24 unanswered points. Think about the points you only
17
surrendered.
in the second half, but they had the one at the end of the first half.
Okay, you're right. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, 17. But figure this out here, Zander. Look at how many points you surrendered in the Green Bay Lions game combined. You gave up 24 points. I mean, you had a 21-point lead. You gave up 24 points, dude. Wow. Total meltdown.
This is the biggest meltdown of the year, obviously. They moved to 8-3 on the year, and now they'll take on the Chicago Bears, who moved to 8-3 with another win today on Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. I'm sure all Eagle fans all over had their Thanksgiving ruined today by a loss in Dallas in Kelly Green uniform. Remember, we were undefeated. Sales, everybody said we don't lose in the Kelly Greens. We lost in the Kelly Greens today.
Would you make it a passing game?
I think the passing game can be what they were in the first half way more consistently. I really do.
It's got to be 4 quarters of football, though.
It has to be. I agree. I mean, this is another game, Sills, where you have an amazing first half. At halftime, I was all that happy. Look at Jalen Hurts. Look at the passing game. Second half, 0 points.
Do you think they take their foot off the gas pedal, or do you think it looks to me like they took the foot off the gas pedal, doesn't it? And they get
it felt like they did. It felt like they went back to the conservative approach. Now, they didn't run the ball, so they were almost conservative in the way that they passed the ball.
There were a ton of 3-and-outs in that second half.
A ton of 3-and-outs in the second half. BLG put up on his Twitter, there was a series of 4 straight drives where they had 20 plays and 10 yards or 15 yards, whatever it was, or 11 plays and 20 yards, whatever it was. I mean,
completely outplayed in the second half.
Completely outplayed. I mean, I really thought they handed the game to the Cowboys. George Pickens, by the way, is a and by the way, one other thing was exposed today. I don't think Cooper DeJean should be an outside cornerback.
No way. And now we see why Vic keeps him in there too.
Yeah, the second they put him out there, when they had the injuries, Dak was throwing to him. Now that one flag on Cooper, I thought was on Pickens. He had hands to the face, but yeah. So, but it did look like Cooper's.
I also thought that catch by CD when he had his hand in his face, that you could have went there as well. But bro, how many times did Pickens catch that ball deep down the field in double coverage? I mean, he was just on those 50-50 passes. He was unstoppable in that 50-50 pass.
Yeah, he really was, man. He really did. No doubt about it. I don't think, I mean, look, at the end of the day, Dak had a good game, and they had a lot of yards. I don't think this loss is on the defense even a little bit. I mean, dude, we gave them a punt, the punt fumble. They got the ball at what, the 9-yard line? Their first run on that drive, Javonte Williams took the ball to the 1-yard line, and they weren't able to get in there. I mean, I'm thinking there, the defense is going to save us again. Hurts is going to march down, kick a field goal, we're going to win the game. Then he took the big sack. I mean, I don't think this – look, I'm not saying the defense was perfect.
They had 300 yards in the second half.
But again, you pointed it out. The 3 and outs bit the defense in the ass in the second half. It's too much strain on any defense, no matter how good you are.
The running game has ended the error and the margin of error for you, and it played itself out today. Do you agree, Zander?
I agree,
the margin of error and the lack of running game. And then the turnover. And the turnovers. Right there was the error that we've been taught. You know, it's funny, Zander. I talked about it all week that I don't think you have that really much of a margin of error. When you turn the football over like that, the Eagles don't have a good enough offense on a consistent basis, quarter after quarter, to be able to win a football game. Get this. Dak threw themselves out of trouble. Do you not agree? Dak was in 21-0. They threw themselves out of trouble.
But that's what Dak is. I mean, we all know Dak is capable of that. He can throw the football around the yard well. You know, that's never been what I expected Dak to be able to do that. What I did expect to win it on was the turnovers. You got the interception. I predicted an interception today. They got their pick, and then it came at a timely opportunity in the red zone, in the end zone. So I'm thinking, boom, the Eagles are doing everything they need to do right now to manage this game and win. I think you're right, though, Sills. The more I look at this box score, this was run game and penalties. Yep. Run game and penalties.
And situational play calling by the offense, I thought, again, got way too conservative. They did. Yep. They got conservative again in the second half.
Run game,
they had the big league. You know what it looked like to me? It was like they were doing this. They were playing not to lose.
I agree. Run game, penalties, and coaching, I think, are the top 3. I mean, I know people want us to come up here and they think we're going to crap on Jalen. I don't think Jalen had a bad day at all.
Have you heard me say one negative thing about him?
I don't think he had a bad day at all. He's 27 of 39, 289 in the game. He had one sack.
Was brutal, though. The sack
brutal
was
sack, man. Brutal sack. Okay. John tweeted out it was a coverage sack. I'd have to look at the all-22 to see if anybody, what that looked like, because you also don't want to turn the ball over there. You want to punt the ball deep. But, that was brutal. That was brutal.
But again, it was you know what, too? Wasn't this an old school NFC East game?
It was.
Let's put that in context.
It was, but I'm used to winning those. Especially with this team.
Okay.
Especially with this team.
Okay. I got it. I mean, listen, this is a divisional game. I would never have said this to you. Would you have said this at the beginning of the year if I said this to you? Hey, you're going to split with the Cowboys and the Giants this year.
Yeah, we didn't play the Commanders yet. I mean, They're terrible, but we might end up splitting with them. I mean,
the Giants terrible.
Yeah, right. Exactly my point. I mean, I don't think anybody thought we would split with the Giants, and we split with them. So, look, this season just got a whole lot more interesting, everybody. All right, I know everybody.
If the Rams win tonight against the Buccaneers,
exactly right. Rams play tonight. If they get the win tonight, they move to 9-2 on the year. They would be in the fast track to first place in the NFC, even with the tiebreaker loss.
Best more wins. Wins count number 1. They would host the NFC Championship game at SoFi in LA.
Yeah, and remember, the Bears are kind of a sneaky team. I know people don't think they're that good, but they're 8-3. If they happen to beat us on Friday, then they would have a good chance.
Number 2 seed.
Yep.
Because both of you have the same record right now.
Yeah, and if they beat us, they'll have the head-to-head.
That's right. And that means they'll move to 2. And you'll be 3, and right now the Bucs are 4. So this game coming up with the Bears, hey, dude, it got interesting, like you said.
Oh, goodness. Let's see what ends up happening. We're going to have John McMullen joining us here in a little bit. We'll get John's takeaways from the game. Again, brutal management of the game, I thought. And the more I look at it again, I think penalties ruined this team. I mean, 14 penalties.
Unbelievable.
What was it, for 96 yards?
I thought Dallas was the more undisciplined team in the first half. But, boy, they just fell apart when it came to penalties, man. I mean, stop drives, stop first downs a few times. Dallas got let off the hook with that one turnover that turned out not to be a turnover. I thought Dak had that thing, and I thought it was going to be a turnover. Dallas played to live another day. But, dude, I mean, very undisciplined. Here, two things you don't hear in a Philly game, right? Turning the ball over and penalties. I mean, 14 penalties for almost 100 yards. Dude.
It feels like we take a lot of penalties this year, Sills, and that, to me, is on the head coach. That's an undisciplined ball club.
I also think it has a lot to do with the offensive line guys, in my opinion. I mean, those offensive line guys, they had their hands full today.
They did, no doubt about it.
Especially inside against the run, did a great job.
No doubt about it. Good initial reactions there from Dan Sileo. I'm your host, Zander Krause. That's Dan Sileo, host of the National Football Show. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Thank you for all the super chats. By the way, we are going to get to each and every super chat on the show today, so keep dropping them. We do appreciate all of those in the support of the channel. Let's bring John McMullen in right now, who's going to give us his takeaways from this game. He joins us right here on the JAKIB Postgame Show. Johnny Mac, welcome in, my friend. Eagles lose the game 24-21. They put up a goose egg in the second half after taking a 21-0 lead in this football game. Your first reaction, John?
Well, yeah, that's not a good loss, so that's my first reaction.
John, real quick, your mic is off, man. You got to fix your mic. You can probably fix it on StreamYard. Sorry, dude. I just want you. I know you're about to give a good answer. I want to make sure your mic is.
Yeah, let's see. It's showing as on. Let me come back.
All right, come back real quick, John. We'll get John McMullen coming right back here on the pregame postgame show. I want to make sure the mic is good. It's hollow. It's not the right microphone, so I want to make sure that's good. We'll get Johnny Mac back in here with that said. I'm curious to hear what John has to say. It's going to be interesting to see where he goes, because John always has a good way to look at it from in the middle. I tend to be a little emotional after these games as a fan, but we'll see.
And I will tell you one more time, Zander, the team that ran the ball was going to win the football game.
Yep.
And once again, Eagle run game, bro, wow, a lot to be desired.
Let's bring Johnny Mac in right now. Back here, got him back on the show. Johnny Mac, your first thought, your first react. Welcome back into the postgame show, brother. Your first reaction to the Eagles' loss today.
Well, hopefully the mic is good. So
yep, you're good.
That's number one. But yeah, tale of two halves, and that's been too often the case. It's like you play so well in one half, and then you play so poorly in another half, which has happened against the Rams. It's happened against the Bucs. Now it crops up and happens again today. To Dan's point, the running game is atrocious. Again, Saquon Barkley, 10 carries, 22 yards. At what point, I don't know, blame whoever you want to blame, but that's not acceptable. Jalen Hurts, who actually, I thought the quarterback run game was much improved, led the team in rushing, but you never want that. And Javonte Williams has had a good year, just a rock solid day. Not, terribly explosive, but 20 yards, but consistent, moving the football forward, which helps with avoiding those negative plays. And then it's like, I see my first thought is be careful what you wish for, which I say all the time. 289 yards passing. At the end of the day, you lose the football game. That looks pretty good, but you lose the football game. And then defensively, everybody wants to move Cooper outside. Cooper move outside. Adoree Jackson gets hurt. Michael Carter comes in to play the slot. Cooper's outside. Not the same. Now, Sidney Brown was out there as well because of injuries, and Drew McCuba. That's going to be a big deal on a short week because that secondary fell apart, losing Reed Blankenship and Adoree Jackson. Imagine, I don't know what's going on with CeeDee Lamb and drops against the Philadelphia Eagles, but imagine if he didn't drop those three balls.
Man.
What you're talking about as far as the Cowboys moving the football. And George Pickens is the player I centered on during the week. Man, he's good. Is he good.
Yes, sir.
He's mossing people. He is just killing people. I mean, those are two really good corners, Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean. He killed them both.
Yeah.
Nine targets, 9 receptions, 146 yards. The big play that essentially won the football game for him. Look, bad loss. A lot of things to wring your hands about. The penalties as well. Penalties all over the place. I believe it was a season high in penalties. And you know what? I didn't see many they missed. I didn't see many that you went, oh, that's not a penalty. So way too sloppy. And look, the fast track meant something. For all the talk about how good that defense was, part of it was the weather. 473 total yards for the Cowboys. 339 for the Eagles. Different game. You got to win it a different way. And the Eagles played one half and lost the football game. Can't
John,
play one half.
No pass rush too, John, in the second half of that ball game. I mean, I thought Dak was spectacular in the game. They weren't able to really get pressure. Now, he got away with a couple big ones in there. There could have been, a couple more interceptions, obviously, but, they know they have to win the ball game by throwing the ball. And, John, their run game was the difference really in the ball game, man. I mean, they were able to get those gas plays going, and I thought they won first and second down in the game, whereas because their inability to be able to get the ball going and running the football, I mean, you had a ton of 3-and-outs again in the second half. If going, 3-and-outs are going to be a bad thing. And again, they were like, their third down was not very good also in this game.
And there was a ton of self-inflicted Cowboy wounds early in the first half. And Absolutely. That's why I say, imagine if they were clean in the first half, what it might have looked like. But the Eagles, the Eagles drive charts, I mean, once they got the lead, so 7 plays, 50 yards, touchdown, 12 plays, 76 yards, touchdown, 6 plays, 66 yards, touchdown. Then you go 3 for 8. One, end of the half doesn't count, but 3 for 8, 6 for 18, 3 for 7 before they got even a modicum of life in the fourth quarter, and they started moving the football a little bit. But then you had the Jake Elliott miss. Look, it's 56 yards, even indoors. That's tough. He pushed it. He just missed it. Then they had the fumble, which, again, Saquon, good play by Sam Williams. You have to give credit to Sam Williams for that hustle, but that's that situation. You're already in field goal range in a tie game, 21-21 at that point. Tie game. You have a nice job. You're responding. You're moving the football. You could go in. At the worst case, you're going to get a field goal and take the lead back. That was a really bad fumble by Saquon. And then obviously, when you talk about the last time they had the ball, I think it was 3rd and 2. Have to check that, but and AJ has constantly said with his angst with this offense, give me the ball in big moments. And they called that play. You could see it, that in a nice camera angle from the spider camera, Jalen Hurts was going to him. And I think it was the first time all night, but nonetheless, great coverage by the Cowboys and coverage sack. And Dallas gets the ball back.
I'll tell you what, John, that just shows you what we've been talking about. When everyone gets ticked off at us, the margins of error right there, once the margins of error were taken away by the Cowboys, when you started getting turnovers and you were getting those 3-and-outs, this is what you're going to get. I mean, the Cowboys are not a world-beating football team. That team's not going anywhere in the postseason, but they're good enough to negate some of the margins of errors that the Eagles have on that team, which means, John, they can lose any single weekend, because if they turn the ball over, can't run the ball, and they're not efficient with some type of balance, team like the Cowboys,
and I should have mentioned the Xavier Gibson play. That's unacceptable. And that's the reason he was on the waiver wire to begin with, because that was his reputation.
That punt, dude? Why even field it?
Good question. In the old days, you could put your heels on the 10-yard line if it went over your head.
Run forward.
Yeah, right.
It went over your head and you let it go. Nowadays, in the modern game, people catch it back there all the time. I don't know. I don't know. You'd have to ask not only the Eagles, but 31 other teams. And it was a big hit. It was a nice hit by the kid who got sort of wiped out at the beginning of the play. He got up and he was able to come in and deliver a big hit. But man, situational football, you can't fumble in that type of situation. Just let it go in the end zone. But yeah, mental mistake, mental error, no question about that. That was obviously a big part of it. But ironically, the Eagles held up there, the defense. And by the way, defensively, the numbers look bad because Dallas is a high volume team. I thought they played pretty well.
Yeah, me too.
Until the injuries, until Adoree and Reed. And we've had a lot of people shitting on Reed. Like, he's a big part, man. The communication fell apart. Michael Carter picked Quinyon Mitchell on the big Pickens play. He's getting in his way.
Right. John, I thought even after those guys got hurt, though, I mean, Gibson fumbles the ball. They get the ball inside the 10-yard line. They didn't even get in. They didn't even get points off that.
The defense.
I mean, I thought the defense did everything they could.
Yeah.
Well,
I got to talk, John.
As John knows, welcome to the NFL. This is all going to be part of the conversation. This is why the Eagles were so good a year ago with the depth they had on a team. Zander, that team's not that deep at certain positions.
No, I know.
Lose certain guys, especially edge and corner.
You got
those guys, and you're making stops like that. Your offense got to go down and get you some points, man.
Oh, absolutely. They went conservative in the second half.
Well, I got to talk to you about the coaching here, man. Talk me through this, and we'll get to the penalties in a second. They had 14 of them for 96 yards today. The coaching, though, they come out, John, it almost feels like it was like cutting a piece of butter, scoring the first 21 points. Boom, 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 slice and dice, boom, right down the field, touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. And then they just go nothing. They can't move the ball. They felt like they were moving the ball. They couldn't get points on the board. Feels like a collapse in coaching. It feels like the play calling completely changed. I don't know if they went all conservative.
That's what I don't.
Just walk us through it, because that's what people see, man. They see 21 points go on the board easy, and we can't get another point the rest of the damn game.
Well, that part is bad, but I mean, when you talk about, there's some plays in there that they had a big play to Goddard. They got called back because they didn't line up correctly. I mean, they're taught to line up correctly. Again, it's boring, but when you talk about execution, and the one point I will, to Dan's point, I will hammer down on, they can't run the freaking football.
They can't.
With Saquon Barkley.
It is.
I mean, you're up 21-0.
Yep.
Right.
And you have a first team all-pro running back. What is any coach in the NFL doing?
Offensive
Say,
player.
well, I got a 3 touchdown lead. I'm going to run the football, run the clock, and get the hell out of here.
That's not championship football. I'll tell you that.
They can't run the football. They again, another game. Forget under 3 yards, 2.2 yards a carry. So they come out first. Let's run it with Saquon Barkley with a 21-0 lead. That part makes sense. And they can't run the football 2 yards. And even that, they go second down. DeVonta Smith, nice little 6-yard gain. Then it's Cam Jurgens' false start. Now, maybe that was the one, he moved his head or whatever they said he did. I don't know what he did, but maybe that's one you could complain about. But that sets you back, the negative plays, and all of a sudden it's 3 and out. That's the kind of stuff that has hampered the Eagles all year. The execution part of it, the negative plays. And even if you think back to the first time they had the football, then they got negative plays. It's bizarre with this team, but they got bailed out. They got bailed out with that roughing the punter call. So you think about, they came out, so they slice and dice right down the field, take a 7-0 lead. Then they come out on their second drive, negative run to Saquon Barkley. And that's followed by a Fred Johnson false start. So you're 2nd and 16. And Barkley run for 2 yards on 2nd and 16. You're 3rd and 14. And they throw a pass to Darius Cooper that gains 4 yards. They got to punt the ball. And the only reason they didn't go 3 and out there is because of the roughing the punter call on Dallas. So that's been this team all year when they struggle offensively. Negative plays on 1st and 2nd down, and they might be lack of execution. And even forget about negative plays, behind the off-schedule plays, like when you get 1 yard or you get 2 yards with Saquon Barkley, those were 5 or 6 yards last year. And all of a sudden,
John,
you're in second and manageable.
I'll tell you something too, John. I mean, there is no doubt you've got to have a come to Jesus conversation about your run game, because they're not going to win football games throwing the ball. You know, all the things that people are talking about throwing the football. I thought in the second half, when they got the lead and they were up 21-0, and they changed their pace and they changed their philosophy, it looked to me like they were playing not to lose the game, because the Cowboys came rolling back on them. And with those 3 and outs and inability to run the ball, they gave possessions back, John. They gave possessions back the entire second half, and Dak was able to throw them out of trouble. They were down 21 points. 21 points. Super Bowl teams, John, don't surrender 21-point leads like that to mid-level teams. That's a mid-level team.
Well, I agree, but they're not a mid-level passing team. I do.
Okay, but as
agree
a unit, John, they're in the middle of the league.
Yeah, they're an average team because of their other issues. So the point is, the offense has got to pick up the defense a little bit, especially when guys leave the game because of injury, like a Dorian Reed. But I go back to, so they tie the game. And I go back to that drive where, so it's 21-21, the Cowboys tied the game. The Eagles get the ball back. I mean, that's a big situation. They're moving the football. They go down the field. Jalen Hurts started it with a scramble. Then they have the pass to AJ. They got 19 yards. They go back to Smitty for 4 yards. Another scramble for 8 yards. They're moving the ball. They're at the Dallas 31. Cooper for a 3-yard gain. DeVonta for 16, right? Bang. Fred Johnson, legal use of hands. Instead of a 16-yard gain to the 12, you're back to the 38. And on the next play, and by the way, that was a good call. That Fred just got his hand right up in the guy's face and didn't get it out. Then they go to Barkley on a little flare pattern, and Williams makes the play. And it was a great play by Williams, great hustle play. He fumbles the football. They were moving the ball. That was a really good looking drive.
Yeah.
They were going to score.
14 freaking penalties, dude. Where do you put? Is that solely on execution? Is that on play? Is there any? Do you look at
the lineup?
Nick Sirianni, at what point do you take accountability for your football club that takes penalties left and right? I mean, how many offensive penalties have we had stalled drives this year?
Yeah, Zander, you got to start first with player accountability.
I agree. Okay. I'm not trying
to. I mean, if you're just talking about accountability, I mean, Nick goes over, above, and beyond to protect the players. All he does is say, that's on me. I got to coach that. All that bullshit. All the Andy Reid bullshit. When you don't line up correctly, that's on the player. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Now, the illegal use of hands, sometimes, especially when you're Fred Johnson and you're 6'8", and it was.
But that's why he's the backup, John, and that's why that plays a factor, Zander. When you talk about coaching, Zander, well, it's not really coaching. What it is look at the level of drop off. You go from Lane Johnson to Fred. Lane's not going to have that play in that position and in that moment of the game. Fred, because he's a backup, he's more apt to have that because of lack of reps, what have you. He's not a first-team starter. There's a difference between being a Hall of Fame guy and a guy who's a backup. He's playing against a dude that's probably the equal of him or maybe even better. Fred's a good player, but he's not a starting player in this league. And when you have that, you're going to have inconsistency in your offensive line, pre-snap issues. You're going to have guys not knowing the snap count. You're going to have guys not understanding fan blocking or zone. All of that plays a factor when you start putting backups in. Did you see in the secondary? When you started playing guys that were backup players, they were getting turned around like a turnstile in there.
They were. John, how do you evaluate Jalen Hurts tonight?
I thought he played a good game, but, it's difficult to, obviously he didn't turn it over again. He had one of his better passing games. They got AJ involved early, so the numbers look good. But again, I go to that be careful because that's not the style the Eagles want to play. And oh, by the way, I brought up those fourth quarter drives. They were also, moving the ball a little bit again after the defense shut down Dallas. And they got the fourth down stop. They were moving the ball again. And that's what I would say was the most egregious Jalen Hurts play of the game. It was 3rd and 2 from the Eagles 37. And he took not only did he take a sack, he took a 13-yard sack. And that's a really bad sack in that position, really bad sack. I got to see the all 22. I got to see, was anybody open? It certainly didn't look like AJ was open.
It was internal pressure too, John. I mean, every quarterback.
Yeah, up the middle. But again, if you're 13 yards back, you have some time if you keep backing up. Right. So whether you throw it at somebody's feet or you got to do something. You can't take a 13-yard sack.
I've gotten so used to Jalen just being able to roll out of there, you know what I mean, and go and make something out of it. Even if you rolled out and threw it away, I thought maybe 4th and 2. I don't know. I don't think they would have gone for it.
I don't think they would have went for it, but at least you put Braden Mann in a better situation. And by the way, Braden Mann was awesome. I know nobody cares, but that guy was unbelievable today as a punter, and their punter was great too. Which again talks to the conditions and all that kind of stuff. But
the first half, he was pinning the Cowboys back.
Yeah.
They were winning complete. Zander, that's what makes this whole thing even crazier, is that the Cowboys were winning field position in the first half. They had 21 points in the first half. They were winning everything. And they just started leaking oil from the beginning of the third period. As soon as it started, they started leaking oil. And by the end, dude, it ran out of gas a little bit. And the Cowboys were able, because of those 3 and outs, the 3 and outs, lack of run game again. That's the Achilles heel right now, this Eagles offense.
I still think they win if a Dorian Reed don't get injured. I still think they win. They did not handle those injuries well.
No, and specifically the Reed one, in my opinion.
Shows you the lack of depth, Zander, that's back there.
Yeah.
But
John, do you think Nick Sirianni came up short in any areas for this team today?
Well, I mean, he's the coach.
How about calling that timeout at the end there? Did you like that, John, when they stopped
at halftime?
No, at the end of the ball game, right before they were going to kick the field goal, he called the timeout himself. And when there was like 40 seconds left, I mean, instead of letting it run down like that, I mean, what'd you make of that?
Well, they were going to be able to run it down. So, I mean, you want to go home with a timeout? Do you not want to go home?
I guess. I'm
not. I mean, the game's over at that point. You're hoping Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter can get some internal pressure like they did, but I mean, that guy kicks the ball so high.
Yeah.
You're not going to get near.
Be a weapon, like you said, John. I thought once they got to the 40, I thought they were in like position to win that thing too. Well,
I thought, if they didn't get the first down on it would have been a 65-yard. They would have tried it. You never say he's going to make that, but you got to hold your breath.
That's right.
I say that if he attempts it from there. So
he's a weapon.
Yeah, it really is. And he missed. He missed from 51, which is rare. He's only got one miss coming into this game, and it was from 68. So 51 is like 33 back in the day for him. So that was a big break for the Eagles that he missed that one. But, talking about a potential field goal block late, he kicks the ball so high. I don't know if you guys watched that kick, how high it was. Wilt Chamberlain couldn't block that thing.
Yeah.
So, once it got down to that position, but it's a bad loss. So obviously you blame the head coach. I mean, and I'm sure Nick will be, he'll be accountable. He always is, but I don't know if people.
John, you don't think they went conservative in the second half?
Well, a little bit. I thought they tried to, tried to get the running game going a little bit.
I thought that pass to Barkley was open all day on the side.
Yeah, it was.
I wish they would have kept hitting that.
Well, they came out. They got the ball. Coming out of halftime. So, and the first play was one of those little flat passes to Barkley, and they got 16 yards. So their first play coming out of halftime was a 16-yard gain to Saquon out of the backfield. And then, so it's 1st and 10 at midfield, right on the star, 50-yard line, 1st and 10. Saquon Barkley up the middle for no gain. And, oh, by the way, on the play, Tyler Steen offensive holding. So all of a sudden, you're 1st and 20 instead of 1st and 10 at the 50. You're 1st and 10 at 20 at your own 40. Then they tried Tank Bigsby. And again, for whatever reason, he's got more juice and he gets an 8-yard gain. I don't know. And that was the second quarter, excuse me, coming out. So I screwed that up. But coming out, it's like, why is Tank Bigsby? What is going on with this blocking scheme? Is it just that anybody, nobody's focused on Tank Bigsby and everybody's super focused? I can buy that to a degree because it's Saquon Barkley. Everybody's going to be focused. So I can buy that to a degree, but to this level?
No way. Man, good grief. Zander, he's like, I wouldn't say he's one of the top.
Yeah, there's not much to defend
in the NFL right now.
Why is Tank Bigsby getting play? Why?
Do you think we're at a point where they could be considering?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. When a guy gets more reps than the other guy in a game, they're going with the hot hand.
Because I was focused on Bigsby having, again, that little space where Saquon can't seem to have any space. So that to me is a big concern. But what I meant to say, coming out in the third quarter to the point of the conservatism, they started passing the football. They came out. First play was a pass to Grant Calcaterra, and they get an 8-yard gain. So 2nd and 2, all right, you're cooking already at the 40-yard line. And then they go, that's the Dallas Goedert play. They go jumbo formation, Dallas Goedert, nice little play, and they get 20 yards down to the Dallas 40, but illegal formation, Pryor's uncovered. So 1st and 10 at the Dallas 40 turns into 2nd and 7 at the Eagles 35. This is the kind of stuff that is shooting that offense in the foot. And then it's deep shot to DeVonta Smith. So remember, for the conservatism talk, pass coming out. And then 3rd and 7, pass again to DeVonta Smith, incomplete. So pass coming out. I can't say they're conservative. I could say they're ineffective because they can't line up correctly.
I'll tell you, John, and covering the Eagles, what am I now, 5 years, Zander? That's the worst offensive line since I've been covering the football team.
Certainly from a run standpoint. Now, it's interesting because at halftime, the pass protection in the first half was the best it's been all year. Dallas couldn't snip Jalen Hurts.
They didn't hold that in the second half, though, John.
No.
Because I was looking for it when you said it at halftime. I watched freaking Cam Jurgens. Did you see that one play?
Yeah.
He moved around.
Cam had a rough second half. But I don't think it was a good pass rushing day for either team.
No.
Overall.
Yeah, but Dallas is not. No, that just takes away, though, John.
You're right. The Eagles are supposed to.
That's what equalized the game. Is that everyone knows Cowboys don't have a pass rush. When the Eagles don't have a pass rush and they can't run the ball and the other team can run, that's how you make that game close.
Guys, 10 carries for Saquon. Do you think that's more because of the lack of production, or should they have maybe given him more opportunities to carry the football?
Well, how many times can you run it if you're getting 2.2 yards?
Yeah,
a carry?
I get it. I'm just saying, there is the old adage of like keep running it. You'll eventually you'll break one, or over time.
So you think they bailed on it, John? In the
I don't
second half?
know. That's what I'm asking. 10K. They were up 21-0. You would think they'd have 25.
Well, I think I'm the opposite. As I told you, when they came out in the third quarter, they go pass, 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 pass. I think they fell in love with the success they were having in the first half with the passing game. Then, so they punt the ball after that failed drive. Dallas gets it. They have to punt it. So it's punt to start the third quarter. And then maybe they tried to get the running game going. Well, at least on 1st and 10, you run to Barkley. He gets 1 yard. You're in 2nd and 9. You got to pass it. AJ incomplete. 3rd and 9, they converted 12-yard gain to DeVonta Smith. So you're 1st and 10 again. Saquon Barkley, 5 yards, might have been his longest run of the day. Then you go deep shot, incomplete to Jahan Dotson, punt. So they were very pass heavy early in the third quarter, and it wasn't successful, whereas it was tremendously successful, obviously, in the first half.
So you think they abandoned it?
Yeah, they did. Because I
understand why, because look at the numbers. But
well, you keep banging your head against the wall. You
I
stop doing it. That's kind of what they did.
Yeah.
And again, everything is feel in the game like that. You got to have a feel for it. And hey, I told you, Zander, in the pregame, I thought Dallas had the advantage inside in this ball game, and they did. They had the advantage on Dickerson and with Steen and with Jurgens. They owned it, and they held them to 60 yards freaking rushing. I mean, with Saquon Barkley.
And 33 of it was the quarterback.
Yeah, right. I mean,
I felt like we gave them the damn game, and a lot of it they didn't even capitalize on. If I'm not mistaken, they didn't score on either turnover. We had Saquon fumble and the Gibson. I don't think they scored on either of those 2 turnovers.
They did.
Dallas off of those turnovers.
No, they got that was a great goal. They had 2 goal line stands. They had the Reed Blankenship interception, and then they stopped them after the Gibson fumble.
Yeah, I mean, if CeeDee Lamb could make some catches, this game might have been a bloodbath.
It might have been 50-20. I mean, what is going on with CeeDee Lamb?
I don't know.
John, I tweeted out, John, those are some overrated hands.
Man,
I mean, holy cow.
Well, evidently he's only had 2 drops outside of the Eagles, and he's had 7 drops against the Eagles. 7.
Right. I mean, I was like 10. It seemed like 70. I mean, in big game moments too.
By the way, think about this. If CeeDee Lamb could catch the football, they were able to persevere and win today. The Eagles would be behind the Bears going into Black Friday.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, get this. The Rams win tonight. And the Bears next week, John. You're in the 3-hole.
Yep.
Well, I still think they're going to beat the Bears at home. But, and
didn't the Bears beat the Cowboys earlier?
Well, there's no transitive property. The Bears are the Bears. I mean, they deserve a lot of credit.
John,
they struggled.
If you can lose to the Cowboys and Giants, you can lose to anybody.
Well, it's the NFL.
I mean, really.
It's the NFL. I've amended my NFL. My typical thought on the NFL is anybody can beat anybody. I've amended that to anybody without J.J. McCarthy can beat anybody. but
oh, man.
But I mean, that kid is just, I've never seen anything like it.
He's bad, bro.
Me and Zander both said it. How did that guy go in the first round?
I do not. What did anyone see in that?
Nothing. I don't know, man. I think John Harbaugh was
here's my problem with the Bears.
Used car salesman.
This is my concern with the Bears. And John, I'm with you. I think the Eagles are going to win the game. If you can't run the ball in the NFL, you're going to have a hard time beating teams consistently.
Anybody.
I agree.
And not run the football. I mean, I used to defend you. A couple weeks ago, we came on the postgame show, and you were both saying, hey, it's starting to look no good for Barkley. And I kept pushing back. It's offensive line. It's all the other stuff. This is now too much of a sample size to say to try and push back. And we have no run game.
Well, if there's a silver lining when you lose a game like this, you got to look at yourself and say, all right, we got to make some tweaks because the Eagles have been very as I said, very focused. They always lean on, well, we win, which is understandable. Well, now you didn't win. So maybe you have to start thinking about plugging some of these holes as Band-Aids, as AJ would say. But, if you want a silver lining, yeah, the Bears are, they won 6 straight games.
John, they're brutal on defense.
Here's the quarterbacks they face. Spencer Rattler, credit to Brad Biggs, who covers the Bears. Here's the quarterbacks they face. Spencer Rattler, Tyler Huntley, Flacco, who can play still at 100 years old, Jackson Dart, who's okay, J.J. McCarthy, Mason Rudolph today. I mean, there's context to it.
Jalen's not having a world beater of a season here. He's not.
Who?
Jalen Hurts. He's not.
He's better than those guys. He's better than those guys.
He's better than all those guys. But
hey, there's something else too, John. What do you make of this? Andrew Makuba in a boot.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, well, I just said a Makuba at the end. And remember, it's a short week. Jackson's probably not getting out of concussion protocol in a short week.
Right.
Reed, we got to see. Thigh injury, they described it as, but he was not moving well. And now Makuba's in a boot? Uh-oh.
Let's get to some super chats. I want to thank the great people of JAKIB Nation. Got a big crowd in here. A tough loss today, 24-21. Eagles go down to the Dallas Cowboys. They split the season series 1-1. They each win their home game. Eagles win at home in week 1, 24-20. Cowboys win at home today, 24-21. I'll start it off with a little funny super chat, guys. Sills, you'll love this one. John, you might not understand it. That's all right. Mark Holmes, Sills, $10. He says, am I still on this week?
We have a battle royale, John, every Wednesday.
The show every Wednesday. Mark, you're going to get the win this week in the battle royale, my friend. Well done.
Hey, John, I thought Dak was sensational in the game. I mean,
there were a couple times in the
game. There were a couple times in the game he got away with a lot of questionable throws in the game, but for all in all, I thought he was sensational.
Yeah, he's having a great year. I mean, that's that. But you also saw, and I'm glad you point that out. There were some throws where you're like, oof.
Boy.
You're taking some chances.
Oh, you got it.
The one he threw down the seam, which worked, and Ferguson took it to like the half-yard line. Boy, that was a dangerous throw. So it's like, and when it works, you're like, what a throw. And, if you want to think about it long term, I think you see what a high volume passing offense. Yeah, it's great, especially when Pickens gets loose, but there's some dangerous throws you have to go through to get in those positions.
Vaughn, did you guys see that Vaughn drop on the interception?
Oh my God, there's another one. I should have brought that up.
Man,
there's something, you watch games, and when somebody has a chance to make a play, and usually Zach makes that play, it seems like every time it comes back to haunt the defense. It just does. You're right there. You're making it, and then you don't make the play, and the offense, makes a big play going the other direction. It just seems to work that way. But
John, it was so off the charts, John. Even AJ Brown had a false start.
Yeah. 14 penalties, and they have so many. That's been a season-long problem. And look, you're on the road, but as the Eagles fans like to puff their chest out, and I get why, because there's about 40% Eagles fans there from people down there. You can't use that excuse even when you're on the road. You gotta be able to line up. You got to eliminate those pre-snap penalties.
The only call in the game I thought was poor was I did think that Pickens really had his hands up in Cooper's face mask. I don't know how they missed that. I thought that was the only really bad call I thought in the game, ref-wise.
Well, when they're hand fighting, they're always going to give it to the receiver.
I know, but hands to the face is different than hand fighting.
They're always going to give that to
Worst officiating the NFL has had in a long time this year on all games.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
They're called 50-50 throws. When it comes to penalty, they're 90-10.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll tell you what, John, 50-50 footballs, you want to throw it to George Pickens. That guy is coming down with him. He was double covered a few times.
Oh, my God. He mossed He mossed Cooper. He took the ball right off Cooper's helmet.
He sure did. He was some. I'll tell you what, John's got a. That guy's playing Pro Bowl all pro. Excuse me, football. That guy's playing all pro football right now.
Yeah. Here you go, guys. Here's the super chat. Here, go Birds 802. Thanks for the $20, brother. Woo, there it is. The shitty game plan we used to squeak by blew up in their face again. One of the worst defenses in the league, and they shut these bozos down in the second half. Let's run it back and try again next week.
Hey, run game. It's very simple, man. It's the run.
I know, but you just said it about the Bears. You're like, the Bears have a shitty defense. The Cowboys have a shitty defense.
I got it. Yeah, but again, remember, I told you, the additions of Overshawn, Quinnen Williams, and Kenny Clark, and them dudes in the middle, they own the Eagles in the middle of the offensive line. They won that, dude. I don't know if the Bears have that.
Cam Jurgens isn't playing well.
He is just – I don't – get this. You may have been better off putting Toth in there. I mean, if you're going to play
he played well, but, it's really difficult to bench, Pro Bowl players.
Yeah, but if you're playing 30%, John, and you're getting beat like that, man.
Guys, they went.
You're getting beat because of injury, not getting.
Guys, they went 40 minutes in this football game without a score. Their last score came with 11 minutes and 30 seconds left in the second quarter. 40 minutes of gameplay. The Eagles offense did not
shut them down completely in the second half. They completely were shut down.
Now, see, I thought Eberflus was going to give him the game, to be honest. When they stopped him after the Gibson fumble, when they stopped him inside, and it was great defensive stand by the Eagles. And so they start at the 2-yard line, and he's just out there with that Eberflus zone. And they're gonna nickel and dime it right down the field and win the game. They should have nickel and dimed it right down the field and win the game. They started out that way. First play was AJ for 11 yards. Then he went to DeVonta in the middle of the field, big giant zone opening for 16 yards. And then all of a sudden, they try a little flat pass to Barkley, no gain. And Barkley again for 8 yards, and that was the 3rd and 2. That was the play of the game.
Hey, John, you're pointing it out. The penalties just ruined this team.
Yeah.
They ruined them.
Oh, yeah. Every drive in the second half had a penalty almost.
Yep. And I think they had a few single halves at the start, too. No doubt. Go Birds. Thank you, man. Moonlight Walk. There you go. Penalties. Had them at the worst times. $20 super chat. Thanks for the super chat, brother. And you're completely right about the penalties.
By the way, I want to look at that real quick. First drive in the second half. Illegal formation penalty after a Goddard 20-yard gain. That was the first drive. Second drive was clean. They got 1 first down, and then Barkley run for 5 yards, 2 incompletions. Third drive, was penalty, illegal formation. Fourth drive, it's unbelievable. Penalty, DeVonta Smith, that was the OPI that Nick was upset about. I didn't even see that. I don't know if it was a bad call, good call. I assume it was a pick play. I didn't really see it. And then AJ for a false start on the same drive. Fred Johnson, legal use of hands we talked about.
Yep.
Almost every drive.
He had the false start and he had the hands to the face, I think.
Almost every single drive with a freaking penalty.
Yeah. Just killer. Totally killer. Moonlight, thanks for the super brother. Here's Mike Berghorst, one of our legend members. Mike, thank you, man. The offense is bad. The play calling is terrible.
It just inconsistent.
Was it good in the first half?
They were inconsistent, John.
Oh, well, they're inconsistent with execution. How could you call a good first half and a bad second half?
Well, what about the script?
Because Dallas adjusted.
Yeah.
Because Dallas went in a half, and those guys decided to, again, they put more pressure and they stopped.
Well,
we talked about this at halftime. I came in
them in the second
getting
half.
the ball out on time in this game, and then the Eberflus clearly tightened up the coverage a little bit. He stopped getting the ball.
And Dallas won on 3rd down in this game today in the second half, especially in the 4th quarter.
But as far as scripting goes, if you're Bill Walsh and you're going to stick to 15 plays, which nobody does, but if that's the perception, and Doug Peterson is the one who taught me this. You're off script first third down. So the only way you stay on that script is if you never face third down. Because if you face third down, you're off to your starters, as the Eagles call them, which is generally 10, 15 plays, maybe less. And you're on to your third down menu on a particular game plan. So for the Eagles today, they got 1 first down on 2nd and 4. And then they ran 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plays before they're on their third down menu. That's it. Bang, they're off script. Again, that's like if Vic was to say halftime adjustments, most overrated thing in the NFL. An offensive mind. What's that?
There are ongoing adjustments, as Vic has pointed out.
Oh, yeah. Of course, because you have to adjust right away. In Vic's case, he's got to spend 7 minutes getting down to the locker room and then 7 minutes getting back up.
Too, Zander. What you do too also is you got substitution groupings, especially when injuries start to take a factor. So again, you have to adjust when you have a guy that's not at the same level as, say, a Andrew Makuba, when you're putting a lesser player in. When you have any kind of substitutions like that with lesser ball players, that's an adjustment that you have to make in how you're going to call your defense.
And by the way, Vic is going to rethink that. I guarantee you. Michael Carter in the slot and Cooper outside.
100%.
Especially,
I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, now the injuries all of a sudden are
now they might have to start Carter at safety.
Yeah,
and it'll probably be.
Ringo, probably Ringo on the outside, Cooper back in the slot, Carter at safety.
Yeah.
We might not have Reed too, right? Is Reed going to be good on Friday?
Didn't look good. Limping around.
Chat. I never like to boil a game down too much, but it feels like this game can be boiled down to the Eagles can't run the football, and the Eagles took 14 penalties.
Right. That's it.
I mean, that's what it feels like.
I agree with that.
And again, too, the thing that's haunted you all year, your inability on third down. There were a ton of 3-and-outs in the second half.
I think they only had 2, and then John pointed out they were bogged by the penalties, dude. They had a couple plays where had 5, 6 plays,
they were moving the ball a couple times in this.
Yeah, that Goddard play, John, you brought up that got called
penalties play a factor in all that too.
I get it.
And when you have backup players in at certain positions,
here's Dez. Dez was at the game today. Dez, thanks for sending me that. He was at cool. He says, how can you win with absolutely 0 running game? Saquon is washed. Start Tank next game. Poor effort from Barkley. I do think there's a little bit of a look, I'm not going to say they're going to bench Saquon. I don't think they're going to do that, but I do wonder if there's going to be a little bit of a change of approach.
It's not going to be. Can't do it. That's one of the difficult things. When you have a player like that, you just don't bail. You just can't. Maybe you think about it in the off season, but you're not going to bail on. You're not going to bail on Saquon Barkley.
Week 13, not happening.
You're not going to bail. You're not going to bail on Saquon Barkley for Tank Bigsby.
No way.
There's not a coach. There's not a coach in the world that would bail on Saquon Barkley for Tank Bigsby, and that's not an insult to Tank Bigsby. I mean, there's not a coach in the world.
No, I get it.
I got to tell you though, in this game, put the ball on the carpet, 2-point-something yards a carry. It's been consistently all year like this. One breakout game, really. Outside of that, it's been 50, 60 yards. That's 1,000 yards on the season if you average 60 yards for every game. But, I mean, coming off of what that guy did a year ago, where he was explosive and getting to the second level before he was even touched, I mean, it is night and day. That looks like a below-average running attack right now. Like, I mean,
averages. I think that's even being nice.
You're talking like that's being running attack.
Yeah, they got their only running attack today was Jalen
quarterback.
Yeah,
which was a great, by the way.
And there were a couple design runs in there too.
The QB draw was great. I mean, that was really
and he audible to that too.
Yeah, that was a good call by him.
Barkley just said it.
By the way, did you guys hear Tom Brady? Because obviously, I respect Tom Brady.
I heard Tom Brady, yep.
Did you hear when he was talking about the Eagles' remedial offense?
Yep. He completely dismissed that. Yep.
Yeah. So don't listen to me. Listen to Tom.
Fair enough. Walkout checks in. What's up, Walkout? Bill K says, damn is right. Disaster for the birds. Thanks, guys. You're great. Bill K. Bill, thank you, man. Appreciate the super chat. Here's Niall. Niall says, no way in hell do you blame the defense on this. They held him inside the damn 5 after a bonehead move by Gibson. Bugatti paid offense runs like a damn Chrysler 300, and the damn penalties are insane. Hard to not feel your frustration, Niall. I feel you, brother.
A lot of undisciplined.
I agree. I can't necessarily explain it, but that is the best 473-yard defensive performance I may have ever seen.
Yeah. I'm with you, John. I came out of the game. I'm like, holy shit, they had 473, but I really didn't feel
everything is difficult. Now, a little bit, like I said, late after they lost Reed and Adoree, then you started seeing some serious issues on the back end.
So 473 yards, and they created 1 turnover in the game. That's bad.
Well, it is typically bad. Typically, but they had 2.
That's what they gave up.
They had 2 goal line stops.
No,
what?
one.
The other one was on special teams. Yeah,
they had two goal line stops. Which is, when you started the 8-yard line or whatever it was, and you stopped the other team from scoring, that's a positive, I would say.
All right, you give up a 21-point lead and 473 yards. That's not a good day in anybody's mind.
No,
I don't care what anyone wants to think.
No, I get what you're saying, but still, the reason they
I got to walk into a defensive meeting having not been able to sit there and have my coach look at me and go, 473 yards you gave up.
No,
and listen, you gave up 158 yards rushing.
I respect this take by you because you're a defensive player. So you're not going to walk into a meeting and
21-point
lead. And no one's going to say Vic is going to walk in and give out a bunch of gold stars. I'm saying
no game balls here.
By the way, how much of that was Pickens alone? That 470. He's like 150 of it. He's like 150 of it.
What did he have today? I think I read it out. He did have
148 or something.
9 for 146. So they couldn't deal with Pickens, but
I think that's
just saying,
much better.
When you have 2 4th down goal line stands, and one of them's an interception, by the way. I mean, another 4th down stop to start the game. There was some good, and you've heard it a million times, Dan. Film's never as bad as you think it is, never as good as you think it is. There was plenty on the defensive side to build on, and there was plenty to build on offensively as well. It's never as bad as you think it is.
They held the Cowboys to 58 plays on the ball game. Zander, as I told you, when you're around 65, 70 plays in a ball game, somewhere in there, that's where you're going to have equal drives. I think that's pretty good, man. I mean, and you held them under 300 yards.
You also hit the nail on the head when you boiled it down on your show all week and on the pregame show. You said whoever wins the running game in this game, I think is going to win the football game. And that bared out to be true 100%. Here's Young Swoosh. What's up, Young Swoosh? Penalties, defense getting carved. Run game does not exist. Emphasis on that. Conservative play calling again and turnovers. O-line getting their face kicked in. Jalen can only do so much.
Hey, John, one thing this is another trend that you brought up earlier this year. Last week's game was the only game this year where they haven't been able to out-rush and out-yardage somebody. Here's another football game. Obviously, when you take a loss, you're traditionally going to be behind the sticks in that. But, again, that just it's another trend that they've had by not putting up and being consistent. I mean, like you said, they'll play a quarter here. They'll play a quarter there. They'll play maybe a half here. And then all of a sudden, man, it's just that risk-averse thing that you bring up. It just shuts down. And these 3 and outs are killing this team. And Zander, they're erasing the margin of error. And that, to me, is the problem that I've had all year with this team. It's not the fact that you can't beat the Rams. You obviously can. But you can obviously lose to the Giants at any moment. So to sit there and say, like, hey, we're here. We're up. You're not above anybody, dog.
I agree.
You're in that room right now where, guess what? If you have any miss-ups, like last year, you could maybe get away with that stuff because of that run game. You have no room for error in any way because you're not balanced in any way You can't run the ball. I mean, like John said, I thought they really did a great job. They were running it. They were throwing it.
I mean,
bang, it went away.
Like normally, I would agree with you on the 3 and outs because that's been a problem all year. In the second half, they had 2 3 and outs. They were moving the fucking football, and they kept getting penalties.
Well, they had 2 3 and outs on 6 drives, I think, right?
Yeah, which is not you never want a 3 and out. I'm not saying that, but that has been. They were actually improved from that aspect because they're
5 and 12 on third down.
They're obviously near the bottom of the league, the second to worst or worst. And this is one of their better offensive performances of the season. From just that standpoint.
Yeah.
But the penalties, I mean, the negative plays, which is in that building, that's what they point to as why they haven't been efficient on offensive football for the season. That's what they constantly point to, the negative plays, which turns on schedule to off schedule. And they talked about it all week, and they did it again. They did it again.
The Eagles did score on their first 3 drives of the game, right? I'm not mistaken on that. First 3 drives ended in touchdowns.
First 3. Now they got bailed out by the punt, but first 3 they would have had a 3 and out on the second drive.
Right.
But they got bailed out. So it works both ways. They would have had an extra 3 and out. And that was a bad call because he got his finger on it. Whoever blocked it, which was trying to block it, I forget who it was for the Cowboys, but he got his finger on it. So they got bailed out from that aspect. But yeah, the first 3 drives, they scored touchdown. And then, they only had 5 drives in the first half.
Yeah, John, here it is right here. 3 plays, -2, 1 play, 1 yard, end of half.
That was
3 plays, 3 yards, punt. 6 plays, 18 yards, punt. 3 plays, 7 yards, punt. 7 plays, 30 yards, missed field goal. 6 plays, 33 yards, fumble.
Yeah,
5 yards, 17 yards, and punt.
Yeah. So no, but to your point, so they weren't 3 and outs, but they still were largely unproductive drives.
Because the penalties were stalling these things.
By the way, it looks like the Eagles. Well, I mean, I don't know how this game's going to end, but the Rams are up 14-0 right now over the Bucs, and they're in the red zone right now.
It's ended. They're not giving up.
Yeah. So the Rams are going to take over first place of the NFC if they continue to win that game. They got a first and goal right now.
I think they're going to put 40 on the Bucs.
They might. Here's MJ. What's up, MJ? Away games. Eagles help the defense having a predictable snap count from pistol and shotgun. Right guard controls the snap count using the same routine. Didn't change from the Packers.
Everybody uses that. How many times I got to get this question? I'm starting to get upset at whoever said it. Everybody in the NFL uses the same routine on silent counts. Everybody. What do you think? They switch it up?
Does the offensive line or the quarterback have anything to do with all the false starts, John?
Occasionally. It depends on what. Now, a lot of false starts are because of silent counts on the road. I mean, it's difficult to play on the road. Nobody changes their snap count on the road, their silent count. You might use the left guard. Most teams use the right guard. The Eagles use the right guard. Watch another game. I don't even know where they're playing today.
That's like a focus on the players, Zander.
That's execution.
Where's the Rams game, John? It's in LA.
Yeah, it's
SoFi is a bad example because they have no
But,
Hey,
by the way, John, I could have swore I heard Lincoln Financial Midwest there because I heard a lot of Eagle fans in the building for Cooper DeJean.
Yeah,
after the great tackle. Coop got the Coop chance. But everybody uses the same damn silent count. Imagine how many penalties there would be hey, we're going to use Steen on this play, but we're going to use Dickerson on this play to fool the defense. They'd have 50 freaking penalties. Stop asking about the silent count on the road. And by the way, the Eagles occasionally use silent count at Lincoln Financial Field when they go tempo. because they're trying to just go tempo. So they use a silent count, even though they don't have to. Everybody does it.
Again, it's hard to boil games down, but this game is boiled down. After talking to all you guys, talking to both you for the last hour and 20 minutes, run game and penalties. That's what this game was. They can't run the ball, and their penalties were awful and at awful times.
Absolutely. And, I just absolutely, it stopped any kind of momentum. Once they went into halftime, they had like no momentum because of focus issues. Zander, do you know what an absolute ass reaming you get when you're in a coaching room and you have a pre-snap penalty because you didn't line up right? You know what your coach does to you?
Yeah.
I mean, he'll look at you and go, a 3-year-old has the attention span of 5 seconds. You're telling me you can't have that attention span that long like a 5-year-old? I mean, those are crippling. Those are idiotic plays when you have like non-play situational penalties like that. Pre-snap penalties drive every team and every coach insane because it's not performance-driven. It's mental-driven. Line up right, guy. Yeah. How about when they had the guy uncovered in the offense?
That was the Dallas Goedert. That took away the 20-yard game.
That was so
that first
awful.
3 and out
alignment, John.
That would have been 1st and 10 at the Dallas 40 because it had nothing to do with the play. But somebody left Fred, I think, uncovered. Might have been Matt Pryor uncovered because it was the jumbo package. And I don't know who left them uncovered, but yeah, those illegal formations. Those are the most frustrating penalties, even more than false starts. False starts, look, sometimes you have a great pass rush. That wasn't the case today, but sometimes, if you're playing Myles Garrett, you're trying to get a little advantage. You can kind of understand if the left tackle's trying to get a little bit of a jump. Not that it's good, but I'm saying you can kind of understand it. But illegal formations, my God, that's just, they're taught that ad nauseum. Ad nauseum.
There's a reason you practice and play 1,000 times, John. You go over a play for a reason. This is why you're trying to get repetitive memory and muscle memory so you don't have moments like that. They just absolutely, Zander, it's unacceptable. That's a Super Bowl defending champion. And you got 14 penalties for 96 yards on the road against a pretty decent team, not a great team. That performance in the second half, all around was like lazy. It was like all over the place. They didn't play well offensively because of, get this, you know what? To John's point, hey, they were moving the ball, but then guess what? Mental errors? Well, that's part of it too.
Right.
That's part of the conversation. Hey, you guys were really good, but then you guys screwed up because you weren't focused. Well, guess what, dude? That's part of the sequence of plays also. Right. Mental focus and having your guys.
You'll never see me excuse the mental error, but, I think at times they moved the football and then they shot themselves in the foot. I think that's fair to say in the second half.
Yeah.
And you guys think Jalen had a fine second half and everything? The only reason I'm bringing that up is because 40 minutes of gameplay with no offensive score. I feel like you got to ask at least a question about the quarterback.
Well, and that's what I was. I'm glad.
At all.
Well, who do you think played well in the second half? You had no points.
I'm glad you brought that up, though, Zander, for this reason. Like Tampa Bay, because Tampa Bay is playing Los Angeles, right? Tampa Bay. That was it. It was the first half in Tampa Bay that was lights out. In the second half, that was brutal. In Los Angeles, it was the first half that was brutal. In the second half, that was lights out. Those two halves, so first half against the Rams, second half against the Bucs, were much worse than the second half today. Because at least they were moving the football occasionally, and it was the mental error issue. Not saying that's good, but it was much better than those halves. That's the only.
The Rams are a better team, John.
They are. The Rams right now.
Well, I thought they outplayed them.
Dallas is not all that, especially that secondary. It's the worst they're 32nd in pass defense.
I think
Well,
they've gotten a little better, but yeah.
Yeah, they got their safeties back. They're a little bit better, but that wasn't the problem. That was one of the best passing games of the year for the Eagles. That wasn't the problem.
By the way, it does feel like this too. Now, I don't know if this is any truth, but just first eye test. Offense was moving the ball when they were going to A.J. Brown a lot. He had 5-6 catches in the first 2 drives of the game, and then he had 2 catches for the rest of the game. Now, I know the penalties bogged most down, but, I continue to say when you get A.J. Brown involved, you're a better fucking football team. Excuse my language, but that's what it feels like to me.
Well, Zander, again, 21-point lead. You surrender 473. You have 14 penalties for 96 yards. You can't run the ball. You're 5 of whatever on third down.
Well, here's the question.
I mean, I don't care how you slice it up.
Guys, all those points that we're talking about, the Eagles left on the board, I think the Cowboys left more points on the board than we did.
They did.
All
Yeah.
CD Lamb
They
dropped
did.
in. But here's my point. If you play your Etzel 1947 style of football and you run the ball and you try and you don't turn it over twice till you get to the finish line.
Not when you can't run, John.
No way.
Well, you
That's
got to
not a
run the ball.
championship.
I'm saying
I hear what
if
you're
you
saying.
run the ball,
That's
if
not
you
a
run the
championship
ball,
offense.
no, obviously if you run the ball for 22 yards, but I'm saying if they run it typically the way they've run it in the past, which is like 70 yards or whatever, do you win the game if you don't turn it over? Probably. Not definitely, but probably.
Guys,
I mean, when you look at it, when it was 2-0 turnovers, and then all of a sudden Gibson and Barkley put it on the ground, and all of a sudden you don't win the turnover ratio. Hey, something to it.
Guys, I didn't think this was going to happen in this game, and I'm just asking what you guys saw out there. Again, only first watch here. I can only go off of what I saw. I thought the Eagles' defensive line was going to wreck the game. I don't think they did much of anything. I didn't see Jalen Phillips out there at all. Jalen Carter, I didn't see much.
Can we stop Jalen Phillips as the greatest edge rusher in the history of the world?
The only guy I saw who made a difference out there to me was Jordan Davis, who I thought had a good game.
Yeah, I didn't notice anybody splashing. Obviously, I'm sure some guys to rewatch the game, but I mean, there were a couple typical. There always are a couple. Carter in the backfield blowing up plays, but I didn't see consistency from anybody.
So, what did you see from the D-line?
And by the way, Morrow left as well, came back,
Yeah,
but he's another guy you got to worry about as far as the injury front.
Yeah,
Dallas won they won up front today.
They won both sides up
They
front.
won both sides of the ball. They won. For them to be able to be in that game and win that game, they had to win both sides of the ball, and they did. They absolutely won both sides of the ball. And when the Eagles don't get any pressure on Dak, Dak's going to sit there and throw for over 350 yards in a ball game. When you're not doing that, you sustain injuries in the secondary because once again, you're not very deep. Your margin of error is not there when you lose significant players like a quarterback in your secondary with Reed Blankenship. That really
that's been
sets the
part
tone in the
of
secondary.
I mean, that's been part of the Eagles' run, like no injuries. So when you start to have injuries, like nobody has depth. I mean, when you lose good players, and that's been of all the great things we talk about the Eagles, the greatest is availability of their great players. And now all of a sudden you don't have Lane Johnson, you lose Reed Blankenship. Not that the Dory's great, but you lose that communication in the secondary. You lose Drew McCoop at the end. You lose Moro Jomo for a portion of the game. Now you're like everybody else.
That's right, John. You're like everyone else. John, I want to throw this at you here. Here is the game in a nutshell for the Eagles. The Eagles first drive 7 plays, 50 yards TD. 12 plays, 61. They had a 15-yard penalty in there where they got 76 yards, touchdown. 6 plays, 76, touchdown. After the first 3 drives, 3 for 8 minus 10, punt. 1 for 1, end a half. 3 of 8 minus 5, punt. 6 for 18, punt. 3 for 7 yards, punt. 7 for 45, missed field goal. 6 for 43, fumble. 5 for 22, punt. I could make the comment to you that after the first quarter, that offense went nowhere because of penalties and the inability to be able to win on third down and up front.
Well, yeah, but that's why I brought up, if you look at, the second drive is 3 and out if the Cowboys aren't screwed with an incorrect penalty. It's a 3 and out.
Right.
So, whereas occasionally, again, on the first drive of the second half, the Eagles have it 1st and 10 at the Dallas 40 after 2 plays if fucking somebody could line up correctly.
Really? Really? All right, guys. I'll get your final thoughts
that's
here.
why I don't like the black and white. Just look at the number.
Right.
I try to look at what happened in the game. And when you shoot yourself in the foot like that, you shoot yourself in the foot. You generally don't. It's generally not positive.
I got you. All right, I'll get your guys' final thoughts. One more super chat I'll read. I'll get to all super chats. Don't worry, everybody. A-Team says this was an embarrassing loss, and I knew as soon as we were up 21-0 in the first half, we were going to lose. Greatest entertainment on TV. How do we give this away? Never seen a worse comeback. I don't know if you knew we were.
Come on, A-Team. I love the people. I knew they were going to lose. Well, here's the thing that has never wavered. I'd rather be up 21-0 than down 21-0.
Hey, John, listen to this. According to ESPN's Football Power Index, the Eagles had a 96% chance to win the game after Prescott's interception in the end zone in the second half. It's one of the biggest numbers on comeback in the last 15 years.
Yeah. So what does that tell you? If you play that game 100 times, they're going to win 96 times. I'll take 21-0. Just finish it.
All right. No doubt. All right, Sills, coming to you, man. Your final thought here. You look at this game, you fall, you go up 21-0, they end up losing the game 24-21. We talked about basically everything today. I do appreciate your point, by the way, about the defense. I'm like, that defense is going to lose it. And you're like, fucking 500 yards. I ain't happy if I'm on that defense. I
don't think anybody's happy. That's not what I meant to say.
No, I know you didn't say that, John. I'm just giving Sills credit for his point. Sills, your final thought on this game.
I don't think any different about the Philadelphia Eagles today than I did going into the game. They didn't show me anything that they're not and who they are. It's just how they're going to win and lose games the rest of the year. I mean, if anybody thought they're going to come out of this game where I'm going to go like this, holy shit, there's a 23 mil. No, the margin of errors are here now, and you saw them on display. You're not this dominant. You're not a dominant team. You're not a dominant team. You know why? Because you don't have a dominant running attack. You were dominated, but you lost the line of scrimmage in this game to the Dallas Cowboys. Hell, I think the Dallas Cowboys played pretty damn good in that first game, even without Williams. In that game where I thought they played good in the lines. So there's your margin of errors. The Cowboys, guess what? That was their Super Bowl. They're more apt to go out next week and lose because they put everything in that game because it had to keep their season alive. This is the Philadelphia Eagles. Folks, I think John and I have both been saying, if you're expecting something to pop up here and all of a sudden you're the greatest show on turf, that's just not going to happen. They are completely a different team from 22 and 23. They are the 2025 Philadelphia Eagles, and they're going to win and lose games like New York and like the Cowboys, and they're going to beat teams like the Rams.
John, your final thought.
Quirky plays. Well, my final thought is my first thought. Be careful what you wish for. This is not a team that should be out there throwing the football all over the yard. This is a team that has to play a specific way. And even though it was successful for a small portion, you've seen it. It's been that way. Second, as we said, second half against the Rams, first half against the Bucs, game against the Vikings. Here they threw the football well, but you're going to have the games where they throw for 130 yards. So, be careful what you wish for. And then the injuries, that's the most daunting thing moving forward. Because if you lose some of these guys long-term,
trouble.
It is really trouble. Next week, you're going to have Keely Ringo at outside corner, most likely, Michael Carter at safety. I mean, and perhaps, you're down both safeties. And so it's going to be Michael Carter and Cindy Brown. with Keely Ringo outside. Now, Chicago's not because of the inconsistencies at quarterback, but, they have some good receivers with DJ Moore and Adunze. So,
And Swift's good.
Yeah.
He's been good. He had another good game today.
Oh, they have two running
guys.
backs. They have that kid from Rutgers as well, who's their big their big back. So
It's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be an interesting game. It's a short week too. Bears coming off a high. Eagles a little bit on a low. John, if I guessed what you would say that's bad for the Bears coming off a loss for the Eagles.
Oh, it is. The Bears are going to get boat raced, but I digress. We'll talk about
boat race. We even boat raced anybody.
Bears.
What gives you the idea that we're going to boat race the Bears?
Not offensively. The Bears are going to lose by boat race, I mean 2 scores. They're going to lose by 2 scores. Easy win is what I mean.
All right, fair enough. All right, guys, great show, man. Appreciate both of you doing it as always. A tough loss today for the Birds.
Zander, I will see you 2-6 on Monday.
I know you will. By the way, both of you predicted the Cowboys, and both of you were correct.
Oh, by the way, Howard
didn't look good at halftime, by the way, but persevered.
Hey, Howard Eskin's on Monday and Brian Westbrook's on Tuesday. Just to keep a note there.
And we got Thanksgiving week this week.
I'm sure Howard will be tempered and
no doubt. All right, guys. Love you both. Appreciate you both. I will catch you
guys. Thanks everybody for checking in.
All right. Later.
See y'all.
All right, see you, man. There's Johnny Mac and Big Sills here on the Postgame Show, JAKIB Postgame Show. I'm going to get to all super chats right now. I got 61 of them. Can't read them all with the guys, but I do appreciate everybody checking in, man. Appreciate all you guys being here. A tough one today, man. A totally tough one today. I was angry in that opening segment, man. Just a brutal freaking game. I mean, Reyes, I don't want to hear your shit anymore, Reyes. Reyes, you were right for about 6 hours. Now you're done. Now you're cooked. All the people who were mad at me all week for pointing out the problems with the team. Be a real fan and point out the problems. Don't be a homer. Don't be a buttercup. Where's Prince? Where's Prince the buttercup? I know I got some super chats from Pumper. Let me go to him. Let's start at the top here. Here's Pumper. Jalen Knights don't run. 3rd and 2 with the game on the line. Hold the ball. Sack. Pump, I did think John bailed Jalen out. That was a bad sack, man. That was a bad sack. John bailed him out. He's like, it's a covered sack. Nobody was open. Bullshit. You can't take a sack there. A 13-yard sack is even worse. Putrid QB gave you a putrid performance. I don't think he was that bad. Vlad Park says, risk-averse BS. Sick of it. Fly, you and me both, my man. I mean, I'm just sick of it. Harv says, the Eagles deserve to lose when you cannot run the ball. I blame this totally on the offensive play calling and the penalties too. Harv, I came in and I was hot about the risk averse because I felt like they totally clammed up. But the more we looked at the game together and the more John broke down the drives, I don't even know if that was as big of a problem as we think. They came out, they throw the ball a lot in the second half. They were bogged down by the penalties on all of those drives, as John pointed out. They had a couple moments where I felt like they weren't trying to push the ball anymore. They weren't targeting A.J. Brown anymore. They weren't throwing the ball over the middle of the field. And that's where I feel like the risk-averse approach came in. But brutal, Harv. Brutal. Blaze, what's up, Blaze? No points in the second half. Pathetic. No points in the final 10.5 minutes as well of the second quarter. We went 40-plus minutes of gameplay. No scores on the board. Here's Pumper. Zander, we did not go conservative. We came out the third quarter passing the ball every down. Do we actually watch the games? I do. And Pumper, I just said I kind of, my initial reaction, I think maybe I fell into that because that's what they always do. And I do feel like they were still more risk averse. I mean, they came out in the first couple of drives. They were throwing the ball all over the middle of the field. A.J. Brown was being targeted outside, middle, all over the place. All over the place. Not so much after that. Here's Finesse. Fred Johnson was really bad. 14 for 96 yards and penalties. Yeah, Fred was not good. Young Swoosh says, I don't really care who's calling the plays. Jalen blame is irrelevant and proves it's more on coaching, period. Young Swoosh, this is what I'll say to you. I do not think Jalen was the primary problem today. I don't even think he was in the top 5 of problems. But I'll say this, and I hold this to be true with every team in the National Football League. When your offense doesn't score points in 40 minutes of football, the quarterback has to have some degree of responsibility for that. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you it was all on Jalen Hurts. I don't think it was. I don't even think he was a top 5 problem today. I don't. But when your offense doesn't score points for 40 minutes of football, that goes for every team in the National Football League. If the Chiefs didn't score for 40 minutes, I would say Mahomes deserves some semblance of responsibility. That's not to say he's the top problem. That's not to say he's the only problem. Okay? That's not what I'm saying. 40 minutes, though, of no scores versus this defense, versus the Cowboys defense, I don't think you can take that entirely off them. That's all I'm saying. Here's James. What's up, James? Hurts showed he can ball. For me, it's all on Patullo and Sirianni. Sirianni's dumbass mentality kills his team. We play pussy ball. Sorry for my language. We play loser ball, guys. This is Philadelphia. You know, when I grew up, I was told, take what you want in life. You want something in life, go and get it. Go and earn it. Go and do what you need to do to get it. The Eagles play this loser brand of ball. We just don't want to cost us the game. I hate it. I hate everything about it. I despise the approach. It's why I've been so hard on this team this year, despite all Eagles fans getting mad at me. Many people call me a fake fan, all this bullshit. Why do I hate this team sometimes? Why do I hate our offense sometimes? Why am I hard on our quarterback sometimes? Because I hate the brand of football we play. It's loser ball. It's loser ball. I hate it. We can be 8-2 and now 8-3, whatever. I hate the brand of football we play. Celso says, wonder what the Buttercups are going to say now. Fraudulent record. The Buttercups are out in full force. They never go away, these Buttercups. Marquise, where are you, Marquise? Marquise was repping into me when we scored 21 points. Where are you, Marquise? Soft ass. Here's Pumper. Dak Prescott has command of his offense. Jalen Hurts is not a leader. Stop lying already. He gets bailed out all the time. Bum boy. Pump, I know you don't like Hurts. Jason Gates says, I don't understand how we come out on fire, then go into conservative mood after we get the lead. Hopefully this isn't the sign of things to come. Jason, believe your eyeballs, Jason. Don't lie to yourself, Jason. You see something, be honest with yourself about it. Don't be like the cupcakes. Don't be like the Buttercups. There's no problem on this team. There is problems on the team. You see them. They were evident today. They've been evident all year. Win, lose, or draw, you can see problems. I'll always point them out as I see fit. Rusho, I don't know how to pronounce that. To think KP is a good play caller is crazy. QB play was good. Wide receiver was great. No running back, no O-line, numerous penalties, no Super Bowl with KP. The D was in. Well, okay. In the same comment that you say KP was terrible, you say the quarterback was good and the wide receivers are good. Does the play caller have nothing to do with that? Does the play caller have nothing to do with that? Is Kevin Patullo all of a sudden blocking the Cowboys' defensive front? I mean, come on, dude. You contradict yourself 4 times in a 14-word comment. I'm not going to sit up here and tell you Kevin Patullo deserves a crown for play calling, but to say this comment, the quarterback was great and the wide receivers are great, the play caller blows. What? The fucking play caller is getting to help and get those guys the ball. You're not even being consistent in a 15-word comment. How was the quarterback great and the wide receivers were great, but the play caller is trash? Explain that to me. Put it on the players before you go right to Kevin. I know he's an easy out. I know he's an easy scapegoat. I don't think it was that, my friend. Here's Matt. What's up, Matt? Jalen has no business throwing the ball 30-plus times. Agreed. Fleming says, I want to hear from all the DIC riders who says we can win and acknowledge, who says a win's a win and acknowledge the offense is hammered dog shit, 2 route trees, a hitch or a go ball, inside zone and a stack boxes. Are the Glazers going to admit it, you homers? No, they're cupcakes and they're Buttercups. They don't admit this shit. Brian, it's okay. They don't want to watch football the way we watch football. They would rather just watch it like a fangirl. It's okay. Their boyfriend, they can't upset their boyfriends, whoever it is. They don't want to upset any. That's what they're going to be, Brian. I wouldn't expect them to change, just like you shouldn't expect the offense to change. Young Swoosh says, Rams, Bucks, Denver, and today, several instances this year where the offense looks top 5 in one half and bottom 5 in another. That's coaching. To some degree, it is. It's not all coaching. They call me Stubbs. What's up, brother? Offensive line penalties killed all of our drives. I agree. Bad penalties all throughout today. That's on the players, too. I mean, I brought it up. I think when you have 14, it's fair to say, hey, does the coach have an undisciplined football team? And I think that's fair. If Nick Saban had a team that had 14 penalties, I know he'd be grilling their ass at practice to get more disciplined. So maybe you could point to the overall culture in the building, the philosophy, the coaching, the mindset, the mentality, all those things. But if you look at the penalties today, they were player. They were on the players, as John broke down on the postgame show tonight. Here's Pumper. Got to hold this quarterback accountable. He's a part-time player. He only shows up in one half a play. Stop capping for Buddy because y'all think he's cute. Yeah, people are a little weird about that, Pump. They don't like to be honest about Jalen Hurts. That's why I call him his boyfriend. That's why I tell all these people. Marquise, where's Marquise? He disappeared. He said, I'm going to rip you and Sileo on the postgame show for being mean to Jalen Hurts. I'm going to rip you. He's gone. Let me guess. He was probably in here and he probably said, Kevin Patullo should be fired. Kevin Patullo, fire Kevin Patullo. That's it. They got an excuse for always an excuse. Rashid says the philosophy sucks. Agreed. We lost because of penalties, missed field goals, and 2 fumbles, but going conservative is not where it's at. No room for error, and it shows. Look, it's worked. That's why they're going to keep doing it. I understand why they keep doing it. I don't have to like it. I hate the philosophy. I've always hated the philosophy. James Maiden says penalties. Awful, James. Dez, what's up, Dez? Appreciate your pick, bro. That was awesome. Appreciate you reaching out for me. Reaching out. These Cowboys fans talking reckless, and I'm giving it right back to them. I've heard F the Eagles at least 100 times. Dez, I'm sure you have, bro. Look, they won the game, man. They won the damn game. All right? They got the room to talk tonight. Young Swoosh says, this truth is Bigsby needs a lot more touches. I agree. Barkley's not the same. Pumper says, what is this weak narrative about going conservative in the second half? Buddy, we passed 40 times. We abandoned the run. You dudes don't watch football. Dude, you can pass the ball and be conservative, Pump. They were not throwing the ball over the middle anymore. They were not pushing the ball like they were in the first couple drives. Don't try and sit here and tell me that just because we didn't run the ball, we didn't run the ball because Saquon Barkley couldn't run the ball to save his fucking life, man. He had 10 carries for 22 fucking yards. I mean, seriously. Seriously. Real quick. 1 second, guys. Sig Lord, little Saquon's pizza slipping all over the field. Dude, Sig, I'm happy you brought that up. Is it just me? Every time Saquon puts his foot in the ground to make a cut, he slips. Every time. Whether he's catching the ball, he's running the ball, foot in the ground, slip. Dude, retire the LeBron James cleats. They stink. Retire those stupid cleats. They stink. Retire those damn cleats. He's slipping on every field. The turf, the foot, the grass, Dallas, New York, Philly, doesn't matter. Say it's weird. I don't understand. Here's Pumper. Hey, Xander, I'm used to a Jalen Hurts-led team laying an egg on holidays. Eggnog Hurts is a real thing. Hold this $50 million running back accountable. Don't tell Marquise that. He will not be happy with you being mean to his boyfriend. Do not tell Marquise, Pumper. E-Train, what's up, E-Train? History shows when Sirianni gets his hand on the offense through a handpicked coordinator, this is what you get. Zero feel, all analytics. Might not be wrong. Rob, what's up, Rob? Eagles was talking shit all week. Now crickets. If you're a Cowboy fan, you got the right to talk shit, my friend. That's football. Harv says, there is no chance Eagles repeat. I'm a lifelong fan, but if you cannot run the ball, you are toast. End of story. Agreed. Here's Derek. What's up, Derek? Bigsby needs more touches. I don't disagree. I also understand what John's saying. They're not going to bench Barkley. Not going to bench Barkley. Saquon is the issue. Fumble a second down pass late where he goes down and doesn't fight for extra yards. Need more Bigsby or a running back who hits the hole hard. I don't disagree. I just don't think it's happening. Kyle Cap says collapse is coming. Mark my words. This offense has been beyond garbage the entire year. 8-3 because of the defense. I don't disagree. Offense has been terrible. I've been saying it all year. People have been very, very upset with me all year. Okay? I've been saying it all year. Offense blows. They're terrible. It's a bad offense. It's been bad the whole year. Look at this dickhead. I'm taking your Philly. What are you, the arbiter of being a Philadelphia citizen? Marquise, you don't know your ass from a hole in the wall, my friend. Worry about yourself, Marquise. Oh, my God. I'm in charge. You can't be from Philly. You mean you're my boyfriend. Shut up, dork. Andy Twentyman, what's up, Andy? We talk about being the 2000 Ravens. Well, this was the 2000 Ravens offense with the 23 Eagles defense. I don't know about that, 20-man. Here's Pumper. Play the numbers game. Stack the box and let Hurts throw. Eventually, he poops himself. Completion percentage is a disaster. Old man River Hurts. I think you're being a little hard now. Well, how about Jalen Hurts actually run the ball like he specializes at? Buddy looking like he chopping his feet doing Latin. Oh, Pumper. Here's Pump again. Noodle arm. Quickly becoming noodle legs. Quickly became noodle legs. Hurts moving in slow motion. Like, bro, why is he running in place? He's sinking. Oh, my goodness. Pumper is being hard on Jalen. Pumper's being hard on Jalen. Marquise is not happy, Pump. Marquise, your boyfriend. You've got it. Marquise, you got to jump to defend him, Marquise. Here's Albino. Go Cowboys. Good game, Sheagles. A Cowboy fan checks in. Thanks, Albino, for being here and being a member. Pumper says, hey, fellas, I believe Hurts, we no longer be extended. I agree with this. Don't want another Carson 2.0. We need a QB who can stand on nuts and deliver. Pump, I don't know, man. We'll see. Pump again. Pump. Appreciate you, man. Seriously. Real talk. Real talk. I do appreciate your support, man. It means a lot. This game was lost in the offseason. Instead of studying film and working on his craft, Hurts was attending Met Galas and doing photo shoots. Quite a bit of those. Here's Riot. What's up, brother? I think that's Josh, if I'm not mistaken. Xander, this is what I'm talking about. The inconsistency on offense and relying on our defense to bail us out will not win us a Super Bowl after record. Josh, I've been saying that all week, haven't I? I've been saying that for the last month, haven't I? Much to the Buttercup's chagrin, all right? Much to the Buttercup's chagrin. Alvino said, got that one. Oh, good game, Eagles. Happy to come out with the W. Alvino, you guys played a good game, man. You played a good game. Here's Jarhead. What's up, Jarhead? Appreciate you, brother. Minus the penalties, it was a well-fought game. Congrats to the Cowboys, but now we need to figure our shit out because this offense isn't doing it. Yeah. 40 minutes, no points. Roll Philly, what's up, bro? I saw you at the game, man. Hope you enjoyed. Hurts is the last person to blame in this game. Last? I don't know about that. Pumper should have known Hurts was about to sell. He dressed up like the hamburger SMH. He just keeps giving mid-performances and the checks keep clearing. Oh, man, that's funny. That is funny. Here's Dante. What's up, Dante? You gave a guy a bonus after a season of running him into the ground. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was. Jalen was dealing, then they put the handcuffs on. I agree, Roll Philly. Jello says, Rams are representing the NFC. I don't trust Philly. I don't either. CC Black says, Cowboys left points on the field. I think they left more points on the field than the Eagles did. I think they left more points. Holy crap, the Rams are up 31-7 at halftime. Not even halftime yet. A minute left in the second half. The Rams have 31 on the board. Yo, Marquez Valdez Scantling. That's your new name, Marquise. Marquez Valdez Buttercup Scantling, Hurts boyfriend, Hurts lover. What is going on, Marquise? Here's Fly Parks. Cam Jurgens, if you're injured, why are you playing? Cut Gibson on Monday. Agreed on both accounts. Go Birds. What's up, my man? I don't know why y'all worried about seeding. Eagles aren't a Super Bowl team. It doesn't matter. Might not be wrong. Here's MJ. Tell us, John. Does every team do a right guard, touch center, then snap, or do teams delay 1-2 seconds? It makes a difference, Big John. It's a fair question. Jody's so raw. Cooper DeJean got exposed today. Agreed. Put him in the slot and keep him there. Not an outside cornerback. Agreed. MJ says, John, look again at the silent count. The Eagles do the same routine. There's no 1-2 second delay, making the defense stink. MJ, maybe. Here's Tony. What's up, Tony? Carter couldn't spit tonight because Booker, Beebe, and Smith were slapping it out of him. The Cowboys' offensive line had a good night. They did. All right. What's up, Pump? Also, 3 weeks in a row, Jalen Hurts fails to drive his team on the final drive, yet we're blaming everyone and everything but this guy. Is he the leader? Pumper, where I agree with you is this. I hate when people say there's zero blame or there's zero any of that on that. I just don't – I don't think that's a good way to look at it. When your offense has 0 points in 40 minutes, I'm not saying it's all on Jalen. But to sit here and say it's 0% on the quarterback, to me, just doesn't even make logical sense. Doesn't even make logical sense. Now, for people like boyfriend Marquez Valdez-Scantling, yeah, it might make sense for him. But for logical people who actually think, yeah, it doesn't make sense. Here's Q. What's up, Q? Do I blame this loss on Hurts? No, I would agree. He played better. Philosophy and penalties suck. Anyone blaming Hurts for 2 turnovers not caused by him, stop. Well, again, the same thing I just said. It's not all on Hurts. No, it's not. It's not 0% on Hurts. You're like Pumper said, you're the leader of the offense. No? Your offense had 0 points in 40 minutes. Got to have some credit for that. Again, when it's good, you get the credit. When it's bad, you get the blame. That's that. The heavy is the head that wears the crown. They said that all week. Q-Ball says, Xander, you're a real one. Thanks, man. Say whatever. I could call a game better than Sirianni and Petullo. Stupid shit for real. Never take the foot off the gas. Q, I don't know if you could call a game better. But I hear you. Niall says, I'm still pissed. Nah, you and me both, dude. You and me both. Brutal game. Just a brutal fucking game. Literally a brutal loss. A brutal loss all around. Give me a sec, guys. I'll send the link in a second. I got to grab a drink, man. I got to grab a drink. All right, link's coming out. Link is coming out. All right, everybody. I don't know who's joining me tonight. I'm looking forward to talking to everybody. Hopefully some of my haters will join. They never end up joining. They always hide. Link is in the chat. Eagles lose the game 24-21. I'm sure a lot of the suckers will be in here crying all night. They'll be crying all week on the channel. I know. I'm not drinking like that. Come on, man. Eagles even got Zander to drink. Now I'm having a little sun sip. It's one of those fake sodas. This is like a new fad now. These like fake sodas where they don't have a lot of sugar in them. Only got 3 grams of sugar. I'm like, all right, I can live with that. I can live with only a couple grams of sugar. 30, I'm out. Not drinking a drink that's got 30 grams of sugar. That to me is a waste of a sugar intake. All right, I got some people coming in here, man. Let's go right to Joe Whip. All right, seniority first, as always. Joe joins me right now in the post-game show. Joe, we lose the Dallas Cowboys today, 24-21. What do you think, my friend?
Well, what do I think? It took me about an hour to relax after that debacle. I think the one word for tonight is this team. But first of all, this team's not a Super Bowl team. Forget it. I'm watching the Rams kick the shit out of Tampa Bay. I mean, it's like watching it's not even a contest. Mayfield's getting the shit kicked out of them. The word I would use for tonight is accountability. There is no accountability on this team. Xavier Gipson would be cut.
Agreed. Why are you fielding the ball at the 1 yard line? I don't even forget the fumble for a second. Why are you fielding the ball at the 1 yard line?
Once a Jet, always a Jet. That's why.
That's a perfect answer.
That's why he's fielding the ball. He would be cut. I wouldn't even brought him home. I put him on a Greyhound bus to nowhere. You just can't have these guys making this. Even before that play by him, if you notice one of the kickoffs, I think the kickoff, he was supposed to block for Shipley.
Yeah.
Shipley had a hole, and he just ran off the field. He didn't even try to block the guy. I'd get rid of him. I don't give a shit who they put out there. He's got to go. I mean, put Cooper back there.
Yeah, but they're not, dude. This is a soft approach team. They're not like that. Like, that's an old school mentality that you're bringing up, where you do something like that, you're out of here. They don't do that anymore, dude.
Well, they need to.
And you know it too. You think Nick Sirianni's getting rid of that guy? Seriously?
I don't think he would, but I would.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean,
You
it's saying stupid penalty after stupid penalty after stupid penalty. It's just ridiculous. And I'm sorry, Kevin. You see, the offense is broken, and it's too late to fix it. You have to fix this stuff in spring training. I don't know what else they can do at this point. The offensive line, I don't know what the hell Juergens was doing.
Yeah, he got murked in the second half.
I mean, on pass plays, he was making a step forward, and the guy was just going right around him.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if it's technique, what they're teaching. The interior of the offensive line was just terrible. And it's Barkley I don't know what's wrong with Barkley. But I've noticed, you can notice when Tank runs up the middle, he gets yardage. Saquon doesn't.
Yeah.
No, I don't know
Saquon doesn't hit the hole, dude. Watch Javonte Williams tonight. He didn't have a great game, but he hits the hole. He gets his 3 yards when he needs to get the damn 3 yards, so you don't have a negative play.
Yeah,
Saquon doesn't hit the hole.
And Barkley's been missing seams. He had one play where he ran outside and he ran out to the sideline when he had a seam. If he cuts and goes to his right, he's got a nice gain, and he's running right out of bounds. I don't know what's up with him. But they need accountability. They need to get guys to shoot. So put Toth in there.
What do you think of Nick Sirianni, just like coaching, like macro perspective?
He's been making a lot of mistakes. I mean, at the end of the Rams game, at the end of the Green Bay game.
You're going Akbar on me. I can't see you, bro.
the TV went dark.
No, the massive movie theater. Joe has a movie.
No, it's all right.
Theater.
No, it'll be okay.
It'll come back. There it is. There it is.
We need a commercial.
Yeah, there you go.
In one of those things where
because it's 31-7, and
it's terrible.
The Rams are destroying the Buccaneers.
They should get the married men off the field, because it's not going to end up. It's not going to end up well.
Yeah,
so Sirianni's got a problem, and I don't know if he's going to fix it. This has 2023 written all over it again.
You don't think it's going to be that bad, do you? I don't think it's.
I could see it. I mean, if they get beat by Chicago,
the defense is good enough, and the offense. If they just go back into their shell of we just don't want to turn the ball over, they're not going to get beat every game.
Well, did Chicago? What, they're second in the league in taking the ball away?
I think John's off on Chicago. By the way, John's talking about Chicago like we're going to boat race them next year. I'm like, John, we haven't boat raced anybody.
No, the Eagles offense. No, Chicago's. Maybe Chicago's this year's Commanders.
Maybe, and then they might be next year's Commanders too, where they fall off.
I mean, they win games at the end. They're taking ball. They're creating turnovers. And the other thing the Eagles had, Jesus, they had Vaughn drops that easy interception. Then they get 12 men on the field when they get a pick. And it gets wiped out because they have 12. Some guy can't get off the fucking field. I mean, it's these mistakes that they're being made over and over. Some of them you can't blame coaching. When someone's not covering up, Fred Johnson, that's on the players, and the guys that don't play, the guys that keep making the mistakes shouldn't be on the field. I mean, why is Calcaterra out there? What the hell does he do?
Nothing.
I mean, he can't block. They don't throw at him. I mean, what's the point?
Yeah, Calcaterra is trash.
So I would put that 38 out there and let him block.
All right, will we win the game Friday?
Boy, I don't know. It's a short. I don't know. I'm losing faith in this team, Zander.
I hear you.
I'm losing faith because I don't see any accountability. And I hear the same shit.
I don't think they're going to collapse.
I hear the same shit. Well, the other thing that was, did you notice? Watch the locker room interviews with AJ
After this game?
after this game.
I didn't see him. What can you
Okay,
give
well,
me
what you're
a
going to
brief
see is
synopsis?
he was chatty and he was happy.
Okay. He got his yards. 8 for 110.
They lose. He has a good game. They lose. He's happy. He has a bad game. They win. He's angry. I mean, it's the wrong attitude. There's this team needs
Yeah, but it's not like it doesn't make him wrong, man. This offense blows, dude.
I know it does.
It blows.
Yeah, but he should be pissed off that they lost.
I get it. They were better when they were targeted in the first half. Then they stopped targeting. You got 2 targets the rest of the game.
I'll have to watch the film. I don't know. I don't know what they were doing. But it's funny how they just, this is what the third game and the fourth game where they were great in one half and absolutely horrid in the next half. So when you have that happens that many times, there's a reason for it.
Yeah, no doubt.
And I don't, I'm not behind closed doors, but, I think Howie may have to have a talking with somebody.
We'll see.
But, oh, by the way, Pumper, Pumper, I would rather Pumper just give you $100 super chat and say one thing than $5, than $25.
Then he wouldn't be able to pay as much.
Yeah, $25 hits. Bang, 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 bang. Jalen sucks. Jalen sucks. Jalen sucks. Just give you 100 and be done with
I
it.
think Pumper's been on fire. I hate to break it to you.
Yeah, I know, but it's after a while, especially after a loss. If he was in there, if he was
can only take so much.
Him around.
Pump, you hear this? They're coming at you, Pump. All right, Joe. Good stuff, man.
All
I'll talk to you. Maybe on Friday.
Xander. Well,
see what I can
hopefully Friday won't be another fucking disaster.
Yeah. Have a fantastic Thanksgiving.
You too.
Man.
You as well.
All right. Thank you, man. There's
Bye.
Joe. Appreciate you, Joe. Going to Riding the Bench. Then I'll go to Josh Herman coming up. All right. Let's go to Riding the Bench. Joining me right now. What's going on, my man? How you feeling after that collapsed loss?
I don't know. I feel indifferent about this team now. I think after that Packers game, we all kind of accepted that, like, this is just what's this team's going to be. I mean, we all thought this game would come down to, well, most people thought the Dallas Cowboys would win this game, and they ended up doing just that. I don't know what to make of this team, man. It's an enigma. Other than that,
Are you losing confidence in terms of the macro?
Confidence in the sense of like, yeah, like I think
like that type of confidence.
Only against the Rams, but I still think we could beat anybody else in the NFC.
That's what's keeping me alive.
That's kind of what my
me too.
Thing is, like, that's what I'm hanging my hat on.
It's a weak league this year, dude. The NFL's weak.
It's a weird year. 2025 has been a very, very weird year.
I agree.
And even again, the Rams, they always, it's always a tight ball game with us, right? But particularly about this game, again, they take on they embody the coach. I think that's one thing that maybe none of us have really talked about in regards to the Eagles, but I think this team embodies what the coach is. And when it's going well, they could front one with anybody. But the second adversity hits, you have a little bit of a stumbling block, and then all of a sudden, the team starts throwing haymakers at you. And the talent alone isn't enough to overcome it. And Saquon Barkley, again, just not being able to run you have a 21-0 lead, and you can't close it out because you can't get the ground game going, and then the offense just sputters. It's brutal.
I read the box score after the game. I refreshed the page because I'm like, it must not have updated. Changed. It must not have updated. 10 carries for 22 yards for Saquon Barkley, and you were up 21-0.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I know the offensive line hasn't been great, but you know what? Maybe it's just because, like, Saquon just hasn't been as excellent as maybe, like, he just hasn't been good this year.
Yeah, but he's been downright bad. I'm not even comparing with the last year.
Yeah, man. And, like,
bad.
And honestly, you see when you have, like, a one cut back, like Tank Bigsby, what this offensive line could do, just hit the hole. And this is something that he has done when he was with the Giants, too. As much as he is a home run hitter, God bless, as much as he is a home run hitter, he tends to dance around and wants to go for the big shot every single time. And, that just is what it is. But, again, this is what this team is. I wasn't expecting much out of this game. Now we got Chicago on Friday, and I think that's just going to be a very, very, very important game for us. Losing that game is just going to tell you everything you know about this team. You win that game, all of a sudden, you have a little bit of hope for the NFC title game, and who knows what happens in one game against that Rams team. But kudos to Dallas. They deserve the credit. They went out and got that one. Jalen deserves a good chunk of this blame. You can't go a second half where you just don't score again.
Yeah, 40 million. That's crazy.
But and you know what? Penalties, running the ball. I mean, like none of this should be happening with this fucking team. It's too talented of players. And again, you
think they win on Friday?
I think they will. It won't be pretty, but I think they will. It's going to be
a Rams team. Not Rams.
That Bears team's good. It's a good football.
I think they're 6 straight.
Yeah, no, it's a good football team over there. Again, but they're also a team that needs to rely on turnovers to win a lot of these games. So if you don't turn the ball over,
today.
Huh? They did.
2 of them today.
Yeah, I know. Again, not even on the offenses. I mean, yeah, Saquon fumbled, but like, you know, Xavier Gibson, like Joe said, you can leave the Jets, but the Jets don't leave you.
I'm more mad that he decided to catch the punt than he fumbled it.
Honestly, it was brutal. It was just brutal.
1 yard line, bro. Let the ball bounce into the end zone and take it at the 20 and have a day. All right.
Yeah, dude. It's brutal. It's brutal.
Xavier, I know you think you can take it to the house. You're not that good, guy.
I know. Right? Again, you had the one play at the Jets against Buffalo that one night, and I get that's what that's what you think you could do. But so sometimes we always say that this team doesn't beat themselves. Tonight they beat themselves, flat out. They just beat themselves. So it is what it is, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna read you this. Ready?
Yeah.
Punt, 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 missed field goal, fumble, punt.
I mean, and that first half it was touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. I mean, that is exact. It's two sides of the.
Those are the drives after the touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. And then it was punt and a half, punt, 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 missed field goal, fumble, punt.
Dude,
holy mackerel!
This is the second game this year where we were up 3 scores and just like flat out gave it away. It again comes down to undisciplined football team. This is what they are. This is just an undisciplined football team that has immense talent that can beat anybody, can lose against anybody. So, again, we're just lucky the NFC is really weak. We are lucky the NFC is really bad. And again, against the Rams, we tend to have their number for whatever reason. But who knows, man? If we have to go to LA, that might help Jalen in a warm weather game. But I don't know, man. They look pretty damn good. And Matt Stafford's a surgeon. So,
all right, brother. Good show, man. I'll talk to you maybe on Friday. Have a great Thanksgiving with you and yours. I hope you have a great holiday, my friend. I appreciate you doing it today.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you too.
All right, man. Thank you, brother. There's my brother, man, right on the bench. Appreciate him coming on every week. Let's go to Josh Herman. Then I'll go to No Limit. Then I'll go to Chris 3K. Then I'll go to Steven. Steven, I see you, brother. O-line guru. I don't have your picture. Lucius, I don't know what's up with your picture. You look like your internet's not working. I don't know what's going on there. And HKP, I know you'll probably turn the camera on once I come to you. So let's go to Herman. Then we'll go No Limit. And then we'll go to Chris 3K. Let's bring up Josh Herman right now.
What's
Josh,
up, man?
what's going on, man? How you doing?
Is what it is. Division game, tough loss, totally avoidable, but it's not really shocking to me. I mean, I've been telling you all week, I think that this team is way too inconsistent to make a Super Bowl run. I think there's a lot of people that look at that record and go 8-3, 8-3, 8-3. But look at the way they got 8-3. I mean, this isn't the first time this season that we just haven't shown up for the second half. We squeaked by in Tampa Bay, and we had 2 blocked field goals against the Rams. So this isn't shocking to me. I don't know what do you think, bro? Are you seeing anything different that I'm not seeing?
Right. I mean, it's hard to dispute anything that you've said. I mean, I know you're not a Jalen Hurts guy. I don't know. Do you think today was on Jalen Hurts? How did you view that?
Nah, I think Jalen played fine, but I think this is more overall to what Ryan the Bench said, that teams take on the personality of their coaches. I mean, today was definitely sloppy. But again, this has gone back to what I've always said about Hurts, is he needs people around him. When the running game isn't going good, we lose ball games. When the defense isn't hanging in there, we lose ball games. Today, I thought he played, well, except for, the 1 sack there at the end. But I'm not going to if you look at the totality of his record, he, for the most part, shows up in big moments. But when you look at a team like New England today, I know they played the shitty Bengals. They didn't have a stellar rushing game, and Drake May goes out there and he lights up the scoreboard. Why? Because Mike Vrabel's in there probably chewing guys' asses and making sure the tiny details are followed. And this team doesn't do that. I mean, like I said, I haven't felt real good. I don't know. I think I don't know what John is taking, bro. I'm not real comfortable about this Chicago game. I know it's,
I don't know what John's on either with that.
Yeah, I know it's nail polish Caleb Williams, but I mean Ben Johnson's working with that young man, and they play good defense. Kevin Byard, I think his name is out there. That dude will go find the football.
Yeah, they got a couple safeties over there that are finding the football like crazy. They had another guy today, I think, who tied Byard with their lead in picks. I think he picked off whoever they played today. Who'd they play to that Bears? They won the
Steelers with Rudolph.
Right, yeah, with Rudolph. That's right. Yeah. All right, bro. I mean, what do you feel like? We don't feel like we're a Super Bowl team. You already said that.
Yeah. No. I don't think we're going to collapse, but define collapse. If collapse means we lose in the divisional versus the championship, who knows? But like I said, right now I don't see it, and I've said it all year. But I think you've been pretty consistent. I think you're finally starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel that you're trying to come on board here. But it is what it is, and I'm hoping that I'm proven wrong. But, right now I just don't see it. But keep up the good work, brother.
I appreciate you, Josh. Thank you for your support of the channel, bro. It goes a long way, and I do appreciate the hell out of it. Thank you for joining me today. Have a great holiday, man, with you and yours. And I'll talk to you again soon. All right, brother?
Yeah, man. Have a good holiday.
All right. Thank you, dude. There's Josh Herman checking in, man. Appreciate Josh Herman. You guys see him in the chat. Most of you guys know people in the chat. Let's go to my boy, No Limit, who's – look at this guy. This guy, he's putting in the chat, man, Xander, let's talk football. I got my office set up. I said, shut your bitch ass up, man. Let's bring him in right now.
Let's talk – all right, bro. Let's really talk football. And let's really diagnose the game that we just saw today, man. Let's be honest. And listen, to some of these motherfuckers in the group chat, I might sound like I'm a Jalenite or I don't give a fuck what it is. I'm going to give an appropriate amount of blame for Jalen tonight. That second half was not good football. And I'm going to be honest with you. But you can't sit here and tell me that Kevin Patullo, some of the shit he was calling wasn't situationally bad. Every time we're behind the sticks, every time we got a flag, and let's not talk about the flags because I really want to get into them. Every time our offense was opening up, every time our offense was creating big plays, it seemed like it was always the flag that would just bring everything back just to hell. But my biggest problem today was just always every time we got into a second and long, second and bad situation, I literally seen multiple second and 20 or second and 15, whatever situations, and Kevin Patullo is calling the obvious run inside zone at that.
This is my question on that, because I agree with you, but do you think that's Patullo or do you think that's Nick saying we got to lead, now's the time to play conservative ball and conserve our lead? That's my biggest question with that. I don't disagree with you. Situationally, it's bad play call, but is that more – because, I think those first couple drives, that's when I think you saw the real Patullo, honestly.
That's what I'm saying. And that's what I was saying earlier about the year, right? I gave Patullo all the grace because I'm like, bro, he's going against Spags. He's going against a motivated Rams defense. Is now ranked in these,
they're doing good.
He's a rookie coordinator going against all these great defenses with a chip on his shoulder. So I give him the benefit of the doubt. But sometimes, I do get into that area where I don't know, hey, is this Kevin Patullo or is this Nick Sirianni or is this the Philly organization wanting to be, hey, let's be risk averse. Let's not involve Jalen Hurts at all in that design run. Bro, I'm watching tonight. Every time we call a design run game, we got the yardage we wanted. We would literally make the defense collapse and we could get into this up-tempo offense, do whatever we wanted, but just look at how many design runs we called today and look at the productivity from that. But to just get back to that, that conversation we talking about, I just don't know what the fuck to blame when I'm looking at a second and 20 you're calling a run play that's obviously going to gain 20 yards. Saquon had 10 carries for 22 yards. You're telling me at a point you don't understand that, hey, in these situations, you're not going to be able to run the ball and get some second and 20 is going to gain 20 yards. You have to understand that. And that's what doesn't make sense to me. Like, they keep smashing their head into a wall that doesn't make sense. Another thing, Zander, I got to get on your fucking ass because during this week, you did say the passing game has to open up the run game. Tonight, the passing game was effective early and the run game never opened.
Correct.
Never opened one bit.
Fair point. See, my perspective was 2 straight seasons now you're relying on the run game. Last year, we really took advantage of shot plays. So in my perspective, I was like, I think the defenses have closed up after a year. You know what I mean? You know what they say about sophomore quarterback. Defenses adjust in the offseason. So my thing was like, we never fixed the passing game, and now the running game is worse because of it. But tonight, you're right. It was the best example of pass game worked early. Run game never opened.
Listen, sometimes my part. So I'm just gonna end with this point. Sometimes, like, and this is something that I texted you earlier on Instagram.
Yeah, I didn't see it yet. I saw you.
Yeah.
I saw you.
It's just a good, like, bro. When I look around the league, when I'm looking at all the quarterbacks play football, how consistent everybody's being in this NFL this year, you can't look at any quarterback from even last year. So I'm not even gonna go even like 2 or 3 years. You can't look at any quarterback last year and you're going to tell me they're playing the exact same that's in the top 10. It's like, I don't know what's going on with the offense around the league. There are some teams who are relatively like staying above water, but it's like, you're going to see Baker Mayfield go out here, have these bad performances. You saw Lamar Jackson today. I don't even know what the fuck I was seeing out of Lamar Jackson.
He looks like
Allen. Yeah, and I'm gonna keep going through all the quarterbacks. That's basically what I was texting. I'm just like, bro, I'm looking at everybody. The only 2 quarterbacks I can say is consistently good is Drake May and Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford is a 37-year-old veteran quarterback that knows every coverage you can send to him. Drake May is a young quarterback, which even in their offense, I'd be like, if Drake May wasn't there, that's a 2-win team. They're not no 9-2. They're literally none of that is happening without Drake May because like. With some of those receivers, he literally you couldn't hand the ball over or you couldn't hand the ball to the receivers better than Drake May passes. So I'm just over here like
smart quarterback. That's why
and
he's crushing it.
That's what I'm saying. Like some of these quarterbacks, it's like I don't know about the consistency with the quarterback play this year, and I don't know. Maybe I might sound like a Jalen Knight when I'm saying that.
No, you don't at all. I think
that's
it's
why
fair.
I give Jalen. Yeah, I give Jalen some benefit of the doubt, but I'm not like everybody in this group chat is just gonna be like, oh, we won. The days won or whatever. Like I've been seeing shit like this, bro. I can't even lie to you. Exactly like the person that joined before me, bro. When I seen this shit was 21-0, the game wasn't over to me. The game wasn't over when it was 20. Like the Rams are up right now. That game is fucking over. When it was 21-0, the game was fucking over. But to me, I'm like, bro, we got so many problems on offense from the run game. Jalen Hurts still because he's still inconsistent. I'll be fucking honest with you. I'm not gonna fucking lie with you and
that's the type of player he is. Yeah, I mean,
we're not gonna sit here and lie and just bullshit and just throw like Philly compliments and like fuck that. Jalen Hurts is still inconsistent. Kevin Patullo's inexperienced and I don't know what the fuck.
It's one thing to have 10 carries and 22 yards if you're down in the game. To have a 21-point lead and have 10 carries and 20, that is such an indictment. I don't think people realize how big of an indictment that is on Barkley. You have a 3-touchdown lead, and your all-pro running back, offensive player of the year, has 10 carries for 22 yards. That's unheard of, dude.
Bro, the funniest shit is I used to think J-Mac and Sills backed off a little bit, but J-Mac has been saying the same shit since day one, saying that Saquon might have took a step back. Bro, it took to the day where I'm over here contemplating, did he really take a step back? Because it's like all our offensive line, even though Cam's still banged up, you still had Mulata, you still had Dickerson, you still had Jurgens, and you damn near had outside of Lane Johnson, but you had damn near your whole offensive line healthy. I understand the Cowboys got better and they added Quentin Williams, who I did see make an impact today, but it's just like I don't know. Like bro, this is the type of shit that I'll be talking to you about, Zander. This Eagles offense be driving me fucking crazy because at one hand, I'm seeing a running back that was a 2K back that is like as long as you get him to the second level last year, it's a 60-yard or some big ass play. we're not able to get him to the second level this year. But it's like the shit that I was seeing him create in NY, he's not new to not having a good offensive line. So for him to keep like having these games of 22 carries for 70 fucking yards or some shit this week, 10 carries for 22 yards, like we're trying to get this shit going, but I honestly don't know who the fuck to point the blame at. I honestly fucking don't. We just had a good week, or not a good week, but we had a good half with AJ, and I'm mad that we didn't stick to that plan of targeting AJ. Like, it's funny.
They went away from it. It worked really well early, and they got more conservative. You know?
And that's what I'm fucking saying, bro. I don't know why they get into these conservative like periods. Like, I don't know. The funniest shit about like that's the one thing I would really want to ask like the Eagles offensive huddle and all the coaches and everything. So you're telling me that you'd rather be conservative until you get into a situation like the Rams game where you're down 26-6 or 27-6 or whatever the score was, 26-7. So you'd rather play a conservative game and get to a point where you're down 3 scores. And then now you're going to open your playbook and be completely non-risk adverse, opposed to being, hey, let's be moderate with this risk adverseness. We don't want to turn the ball over because it's going to lead to bad things, but that can't be your complete game plan, because you're going to have games like the fucking Packers, like the Lions. You're going to have games where these motherfuckers are not trying to like turn it. My fault. I gotta censor myself. Me and Zander got to a point where I'm talking to this bro like he's my brother. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. But bro, it's like, bro, I just don't understand why you gotta be so risk adverse, bro. Like,
look, I mean, it's a philosophy that to some extent, I think they've taken it too far, is where I think they are with it. You got too many playmakers to me, but I don't know. You think they win Friday?
I think they do. Look, the last person said that they're not sure about the Bears, bro. Like, I've watched the Bears, and
I
you
know,
want to know why I watched the Bears? You heard me, bro. I've watched the Bears because I don't know how to feel about Caleb Williams, but he has a lot of Jalen Hurts tendencies in him where he tries to do too much. He will take a sack.
He'll roll out, try and make a play.
He'll roll out, leave all his receivers that are open. And he'll just
he's driving Ben Johnson crazy, because Ben Johnson's a timing coordinator. He wants that ball coming out, man. He's used to
I know Ben Johnson, I know he in Chicago right now losing his mind.
I know. They're winning.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like our defense is gonna be able to put Ben Johnson in a situation that he's not gonna like. Even Caleb Williams, he's not gonna like, and we're probably gonna make him rush his throws. He's a young quarterback. He's gonna give us a couple turnovers. I don't know, maybe not. He's been good with his turnovers this year, but if we rush his pacing up, unlike today, which we weren't able to rush Dak Prescott up in the second half,
we didn't get much pressure as I thought we would.
You know what's so funny, and I keep rambling, bro. The first 3 series of the game, did Dak Prescott not look completely fucking lost? Did he not look like Jared Goff-esque, where he was just like, the pressure, like he was thinking too much about the pressure, and as the game kind of settled on and our offense died out, which I don't want to say, but he started getting more comfortable. He started being able to throw to George Pickens, and bro, I love Cooper DeJean. I really love that man. I love him. Bro, he cannot go outside. Keep that man in the slot, please.
I'm with you. I'm done saying that. I'm no longer calling for that. Put him in the slot. Keep him there.
At this point, we might have to call Giant Alexander back, bro. I don't fucking know.
No, don't do that.
I don't fucking know, because the Dory ass wasn't good at all today either. They must have put. Look, this is for Pump. Look, I'm losing my voice. They must have put Keely Ringo in a shadow room or something, because they didn't want his ass seeing the field at all. Man. His ass, I don't know what the fuck he did to Vic.
Did you see him come in? He came in, he got a defensive pass interference, and then he was gone. That's it.
One play, he's done. He's done. I don't know what the fuck Pump is gonna do. He can keep hating on Hurts. I don't give a shit. It's just, look, I look like a Jalen because I always just be laughing at Pump, but it's funny how every fucking week for 8 weeks, you think it's the same fucking problem. You think it's one problem. when I like to think that everybody else is like smart enough to say Jalen Hurts is the fucking problem, obviously, and he needs to be more consistent in his 6th year. But if you're gonna sit here and tell me that that's the only problem, I don't think it. I can't even argue with you. I can't even like talk to you at the point. We just gotta like agree to disagree. But I don't know, man. I'm waiting on underdog because I need some fucking preaching too. I need somebody.
I don't know where underdog is. I can use underdog.
Yeah, I need to hear somebody else who's gonna just give me a different perspective.
All right, bro. You have a great Thanksgiving on Thursday, man. I appreciate you joining in, and we'll see what this team does on Friday. All right, bro.
You too. Love you. Love the show, man.
Love you, man. Appreciate you, bro. Let's go, man. Appreciate you, man. No limit. Gotta love No Limit, man. He was fired up tonight. I love it. I love it, man. I respect the getting fired up. All right, we got Chris 3K. Then we got O-Line Guru. We got Steven in here as well. We got Lucius, and we got HKP. Let me read off my super chats one more time. I got 2 of them. Sean says, who took their foot off the gas? KP, Nick Sirianni, Jalen Hurts. I've had a collection of the above. You know, it was weird, though. Pump is right. They didn't come out running the ball. And when you look at the drives, you can see how bogged down it was by the penalties. You can't just dismiss the penalties. I mean, they weren't as aggressive, obviously, but the penalties ruined a lot of those second-half drives, man. I mean, you know, John rattled them off. They had 14 penalties in the game. They had more penalties and they had more yards and penalties than they did in rushing yards. Moonlight, what's up, Moonlight? Not trying to go there, but the Madden curse for Saquon, I don't believe in that crap, but yeah, it looks like it. All right, looks like it. Not a good season for Saquon Barkley. He's got like 600 yards. So, and by the way, coming into the game, I don't know what this will be after the week is over. Coming into the game, Saquon Barkley was 4th in the NFL in carries. So it's not like he's not getting his touches. He's 4th in the NFL in carries. That was coming into the game, so I don't know if that changes after this week, but coming into the game, is 4th in the NFL in carries. It's not a carry issue. Let's go to Chris 3K joining me right here on the Postgame Show. Chris, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm all right, bro. You?
I'm good, man. What's the matter, bro? Just football.
What's the matter? Oh God. Where do I start? You know what the matter is, I mean, I was told that because the team is 8-2, everything's okay. Like, nobody should.
They were all telling me too, man. They were not happy with me in the chat.
I've heard plenty of people, what's AJ mad about? What's he complaining about? The team's 8-2. It should be okay. It's a team game, right? Like, and today is exactly what. This is why I've had the same thought, but this is exactly what I think AJ's been talking about and what I said plenty of times. I think last week.
You said this, Chris, in week 1.
Yeah.
You said the highs are high and the lows are too low. It's been true ever since you said it, bro.
I think I'd like to take that. That might be one of the better takes you've had all year. No.
It is. I use it all the time. I've been saying it, and I give you credit for it. I mean, that was a phenomenal take.
Yeah, no, it was just, again, it's like, I think part of the issue is we've been told that obviously winning is the most important thing, but it's not the only thing. Like, there's a process in the way that you do things. Right. And it's like, we could see, like, this loss today, they've been doing this all year. And they got away with it against Tampa. They got away with it against the Rams. They got away with it against Green Bay, Detroit. But it's like, you can't keep living like this. Like, I thought the defense was pretty good today. You got to think. They went up against the #1 pass offense in the league. Like, Dak, regardless of what I think of him as a playoff performer, he has the #1 pass attack. And George Pickens might be the second best receiver this year out of my boy.
I agree. I think he's right there with JSN and Puka.
Yeah.
Take your pick. Yeah.
Take your pick. You know what I'm saying? I think he's had a much better year than CD for sure. Yeah. So I'm like, how much can you expect your defense to hold up? You know what I'm saying? Like, they can only do but so much. It's like, at some point, you got to be able to put teams away. I mean, when they're like, I told you last week against Detroit, we should have blew that team out. Let them hang around, and we got a couple calls to go our way, fine. But today we didn't get that. And this is what happens. And I'm like, the way we play, I'm going to say it again, we can lose to anybody, because we have no capability of putting our foot on somebody's neck. And like, when we get a lead, it's never a game over, in large part, because we can't run the ball no more. That's just, the offensive line.
10 carries for 22 yards and you're up by 3 scores. That's insane.
That's insane.
I wouldn't believe that if you told me that. I literally wouldn't believe it. I'd say that's impossible.
we can't run the ball. Saquon is having his troubles, but all in all, man, I mean, I just feel like you could see this loss coming. The way they were playing, they were living on the margins. And eventually the ball isn't going to bounce your way. We had 2 fumbles today. You know what I'm saying? Stuff that, the whole risk-averse approach is like, okay, but, I mean, turnovers might happen. You know what I'm saying? But if you keep living on the margins like that, you're bound to lose one of these games. And
I agree.
Better now than obviously January. But, I mean, the way we playing at this point, we were, week 12 now? This might just – I don't know how – is this just who this team is at this point? I don't know.
What do you think of Friday?
I don't know.
Straight. Bears have won 6 straight.
I mean, Bears playing some good ball. I mean, I don't know. I think we for this team to do what we wanted to do this year, I think Jalen is going to be living the reality of what we say about a lot of the elite quarterbacks is going to be on your arm, because I just don't see where the running game is getting him enough help to where it's like,
well, is he capable of doing that?
Well, we're going to find out. We'll find out, because there's only one way to find out is to see it in full display, because you're not getting anything out the run game right now. The defense, I think the defense is great, but we're going to get the opportunity, I think, to see for the next, I don't know what we got, 5-6 weeks, and then going into the playoffs. We'll see, hopefully, if they can get a 1 seed. But if this team is going to do what it can do, I think Jalen is now going to be living the, what we say about the Joe Burrows and the Josh Allens and all the Lamar Jacksons. Like, when those guys have to carry weight on their arm and legs because he can do both, I think that's what this team is going to have to be. It's going to be whatever, like, I know you said in the preseason a lot, like you thought Jalen could have an MVP year. We're going to need an MVP level performance from now till February if we're going to win this thing, because I don't see the help coming from any of the running backs right now.
I agree. I agree completely. All right, brother. I appreciate you joining in, man. Have a great Thanksgiving on Thursday.
One last thing real quick. I've heard a couple of the guests you guys have had. I think it was Mike North the other day, and I know Playmaker was on earlier in the week.
Yeah, he was great.
He was great. And they were kind of like, AJ shouldn't say this or that. I'm just like, if anything tonight, once again, I hope people can pay attention to the bigger picture for him. And I don't think he was ever mentioning stats. I just think he was warning us, like, this is what can happen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so. We're not good enough.
No.
Yeah, by the way, you know what I never want to hear again? I don't want to hear another motherfucker tell me that A.J. Brown lost a step. If I hear that one more time, I don't want to hear that bullshit anymore. Everybody in the chat listening, I don't want to hear one of you say that to me. Not one of you.
That was how bad the offense was, though. The offense was so bad, we thought this all-world guy we have lost a step. That's how bad the offense was.
Exactly. It's brutal. All right, bro. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Hope you have a great holiday this week. We'll see what happens on Friday, man.
Hope they win. That's it.
Me too. All right, bro. Later, man.
All right.
Later, dude. There's my boy Chris Rico. Let's go to Steven. Steven joining me for the first time on the post game show.
Hey,
Steven, what's up, brother?
I'm doing good, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Welcome in. What do you make of the game today? They lose in epic fashion to the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, that was just absolutely pathetic. I mean, I turned it off like in the final 3 minutes. I mean, I think when you look at what happened today, I think it's everybody that's to blame, not just one person. Like, I'm one of the biggest Jalen guys out there, but he cannot take that sack on 3rd and 2 on the final drive when you're about to go down and possibly win that game.
You are a Jalen right now. You are a Jalen.
I am. But yeah, I'm pissed off at him a little bit right now.
Oh, wow, a Jalen is pissed at Jalen.
Yeah. I mean, Barkley, I think at this point, unfortunately, the reality is I think he may have lost a step.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm a big Barkley guy. He's my favorite player on the team, but I hate to say it. I think he lost a step.
Yeah.
And I think the defense played pretty well today, but they got gashed at times. They didn't get enough pressure. And I think the biggest thing I'm going to say here, what does Nick Sirianni do? He doesn't call plays. He doesn't hire coaches. A lot of people tell me, oh, he's the culture guy, and I get that. But when you are getting penalized as much as this team is, and when you have 14 penalties today, I mean, what is he doing? What does he do?
I think that's.
I'm taking this off of Kevin Batullo at this point because it's either Nick or Jalen saying to beat.
Yeah, but if you're going to be hard on Nick, let me push back on you. Don't you give credit to Jalen for winning? How do you not give credit to Nick for winning?
I do, but just like with Jalen, I mean, they deserve criticized in certain areas. I mean, Jalen obviously is not consistent enough. I'm a big Jalen guy. I'll admit that. And Nick, I like Nick too, but I think he could do. I think he just has to be better with getting those guys prepared to go out there and play like disciplined football.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, what do you think of Friday coming up with the Bears?
I would not sleep on that Bears team. I mean, I know they're pulling out a lot of wins out of their hat, but don't forget we're doing the same thing as they're doing. You had a blocked field goal against the Rams. You had the sack against Baker like the final 20 seconds. I mean, we're kind of playing like them in the way we win, like luck. I mean, we're not blowing any teams out, which concerns me because last year we had like 10 blowouts. And I think we have to take a look at this and have to accept it. Stills was right in the offseason. They did not address the depth enough at some of these positions. Like you see safety, they take Makuba leaves the field. You have to put Sidney Brown in there, and he just plays like absolute horse shit. And then last year in the secondary, you could have guys like Q go out, and you had Isaiah Rodgers go in there, and he made up for that a little bit. Now, if you lose somebody big, you don't have that insurance policy that you had last year. So I get where Sills is coming from with that.
Absolutely.
And I think where this team is right now, they're right in the room with the Rams and the Lions and the Seahawks. They're not way better than any of them teams. I don't think they're better than the Rams personally. I mean, until you could get any kind of run game going, which I don't think they're going to at this point, you're right in the room. And in the playoffs, I think the biggest thing they're going to need is to get this number 1 seed. I don't know if they can do that, but if they do, they get 2 games at home, and you just have to hope that Jalen shows up.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, man. No doubt about it. We'll see what they're doing. It's the first time I've talked to you. You think they're going to the Super Bowl this year or what?
What?
You think they're going to the Super Bowl?
I have no clue. I mean, I think right now, I don't know if they can beat the Rams again or not, because you saw the pass rush today. They couldn't really get to Prescott as much as you might have them to. I mean, Stafford, if they can't get to him, he's going to cook them. And that Rams defense has had Jalen Hurts' number a lot of times. I mean, they got I went back and watched that playoff game a couple weeks ago. He was so bad in that game. And then the first half of this year, too, they got to him, and then they pulled magic out, and they beat him in the second half. But who's to say, though? They're probably going to get to him again if they play them. But I would say in terms of them going to the Super Bowl, they're in the room with those other teams. They have a shot, but I can't feel super confident right now. As compared to last year, you had that great running game, and I think the defense was lights out. I mean, you just got to rely. Your margin of error is it's worse, way worse than it was last year.
Yeah. All right, so Steven, the people in the chat are saying you can bench 315. Is there any truth to that rumor?
What?
Is there any truth to the rumor that you can bench 315?
Bench Hurts?
No, bench press 315.
I mean, I don't really bench a lot. I kind of just do more bike stuff.
What are you? How tall are you? You look like you're tall. You 6'6"?
I'm about 6'2" or so.
Nice. All right, brother. I appreciate you joining on, Steven. Always good to hear from a new person in the chat. I know you well. Obviously, I got you on Twitter, so I appreciate you, man. I'll talk to you again soon.
See you, Xander.
All right, later, dude. There's my boy Steven. Love it, man. I tried to hit him with the chat, the 315 in the chat. Shout out to Steven with the washer and dryer. Steven's exposing me. I mean, you guys are always making fun of me. My boy Morty's making fun of me. I don't do the laundry, I don't cook, and I don't do the day. I always joke with people. There's nothing sexier to your lady than a man in the kitchen scrubbing the dishes. All right. No, there's nothing better looking for a lady when you're in there, you're scrubbing them dishes. She's looking at you like, man, look at that man. No way. Come on, man. All right. You ready to rock? Let's go to Lucius. Lucius, you ready, bro? Let's do it, man. Let's bring up Lucius to show. What's up, Lucius? How you doing?
How y'all doing?
I'm doing good, man. I saw you in the chat saying you're about to cook. What's on your mind?
Yeah, because I actually had the game recorded, and I'm going back to some of these plays here. It's the first time I'm doing this live reaction like this, where I'm looking back, but I had some time with people in front of me. So let's go to the sack. I'm going to go backwards here a little bit. The sack that Jalen Hurts took on 3rd and 2, he had zero chance because why is Cam Jurgens out there? Why is Landon Dickinson out there? Because they let up that pressure immediately. If you look back at that play, he looked at AJ. AJ got locked up. They knew he was going to AJ. When he was coming back across the field, you could see he said, "Oh shit, here goes somebody in my face," and got sacked. There was no time for him to whip his head around. Now, criticize Hurts on that one. If I'm Hurts, I'm just throwing the ball there. See if you get a pass interference. Like, what else are you going to do in that case right there? Because you got no chance there. Our offensive line is not good. And early in the season, I said, run blocking. We are not good at pass blocking because Jordan Mailata's not playing all-pro. Landon Dickinson clearly still hurt. Cam Jurgens clearly still hurt. Tyler Steen. And then, we got no Lane Johnson. Go back to the stat. We lose more than we win when Lane Johnson is not on the field. Clearly evidence today. And Matt Pryor, if you can't do your job, you've been in the league for so long, you should know when you report eligible, don't cover up the tackle. I don't understand that, but whatever. We can go ahead and say that the offensive line, F. All right, Saquon Barkley, F. That guy is hesitant. That guy is he's punch shock right now. He's not Tank Bigsby. When he gets in there, not saying that Tank Bigsby is better than Saquon, but he goes. He knows, hey, man, as soon as I get this ball, I better make something. Saquon is like hesitant. I don't know.
He doesn't hit even Javonte Williams was hitting the hole better than him.
Hitting the hole. It was like, all right, here's my thing. Boom, here's my thing. Play calling for running, F. I mean, obviously, you running Saquon in the middle of the offensive line is still not good because they're still not good. Jalen Hurts, B. Jalen Hurts gets a B. He gets a B because, yes, he gets a B. Here's why. You gotta look at this.
Well, I'm okay with that. I thought he had a good game. I didn't think he had a good game. I thought he had a fine game. But
he had a game
40 minutes of no points.
He had a game that the play calling allows him to have. That was okay. So if you're on 3rd and 2,
why do they call plays this way?
Okay, I'll get to that. Let me just.
Because I'm told off the record that they're calling plays this way because of Jalen.
I'm gonna get to that because I don't think it's the case. I really don't think it's the case because I think right now if that was the case, then the first scripted plays wouldn't be looking exactly the way they look because that's not plays that you would call for Jalen Hurts. If Jalen Hurts is limited, he was throwing in the middle of the field. He was throwing in tight coverage. He gets a B because I mean, look, sometimes you do got to go rogue. Sometimes you do got to say, hey, look. I gotta win this game. I got styling. I got studs on both sides of the field. Saquon is not doing it. Dallas Goedert, I got him. I need to get him going. Sometimes you just need to say, hey, I got to bail out my coaches. Then we get to the coaches. And this is without getting to the defense. Let me just get past the offense. I am going to apologize to Nick Sirianni for not being on his ass more. Take over the play calling.
He can't take over play calling. Last time he called plays, we were 2-5. He can't handle.
Hold on, no. Check this out. I love that.
He can't handle play calling. Don't kid yourself.
You just activated my trap card. Last time he called play, we were 2-5. Who was our defensive coordinator?
Gannon.
Yeah. First year Gannon, when he said, I didn't have enough people. Howie, I needed more people. Howie, can you get some people on the street? Yeah, we didn't have Vic. Last time when
but that same, what do you mean? That same defense, they went back to the playoffs. They started 2-5. They finished the season 9-8.
They had more people. They got him more people because he couldn't do it. He needed people. They got
Who they add that year?
Oh, they didn't have anybody.
They added Robert Quinn, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the year that they had nobody.
He didn't do shit.
Yeah, they had nobody. They had nobody on that defense, right? But
you can't call plays. You're out of your mind.
Hold on, no.
No. Let me hear because I'm not saying that he's the greatest offensive coordinator of all time. Better than KP. Look, when he was doing the plays, Jalen Hurts had a game versus Kansas City where he went ahead and threw for 421 yards. I thought I saw. Yeah, 421. And I'm on the move. He threw for 421. Right? He had some really good plays there. The only thing that Nick Sirianni couldn't do was run the football. Well, guess what? We can't run the football now. We can't run the football now, so you might as well give him better play calls. We don't need to run. They suck. We don't have the horses for that. So, I mean, it's not KP because if KP can only do stuff when it's scripted, then, boy, we don't need you. Because after it's scripted, you're done. It's over. You are just the worst.
So you don't think Nick Sirianni came in with his approach and said play more conservative when they had a 21-0 lead? You think Kevin Patullo?
No, I think Kevin Patullo doesn't know how to call plays after the script is done. I really don't think so. And it's not. Look. He's year one. He's not year 30 as an offensive coordinator. So I can't go, oh man, that you're just the worst. He's just a rookie. No, he doesn't know how to do it. No, I don't think I think he has what he thinks they want him to do. I think he's like, all right, I don't want to be the fault for that. So he chokes up. He does things not to lose. And then you can see it in Hurts' face on some of the plays that they call.
So you're a Jalenite. Am I reading that correctly?
No. I'm a Smittyite. Nah, I hate what's happening. I
love Smitty, man.
I hate what's happening to Smitty. I hate what's happening to Smitty right now.
That answer, I'm a Smittyite.
That man has been a demon since he was given the chance to hold a football. I hate seeing what's happening to him. But no, I don't care. Jalen Hurts. I cheer for the team, not players, minus Smitty because like that dude's a stud. But no, I think Jalen Hurts could do it. I think they need to let him do it. I think that,
are we going to win on Friday?
Nope. We're going to do more than win. You want to know why?
Don't think we're going to win on Friday?
No, we're going to do more than win. We're going to do more than win. We're going to have a statement. We're going to have a statement. This is going to be a statement game. We're going to demolish the Bears. We have been embarrassed. Every single person, including the offensive line, is going to come out there like their paychecks.
We're going to have Keely Bingo in. We're going to have no safeties because McCooper might not play, and we don't know about Reed yet. Lane Johnson's not going to be out there. You might not have. I don't know about Cam Jurgens. You think we haven't blown a team out since last season? What makes you think we're going to blow the Bears out? They're 8-3. They won 6 straight.
It's the reason why I'm about to go in on the defense. So Vic Fangio, he loves some Dak Prescott, right? He's afraid of Dak Prescott. He is 100% afraid of Dak Prescott, afraid of Matt Stafford, excuse me. He's afraid of cats like that. So his defense gets less aggressive against them. He's not afraid of Caleb Williams. He's going to bring the dogs. He's going to know that he's going to be.
What do you mean bring the dogs?
He's going to bring the blitz.
No, he's not. Have you been watching Vic Fangio? He doesn't blitz.
Yes, he blitzes against
math. 20%.
No. Listen, he blitzes against quarterbacks that he do not respect. All right? He blitzes against quarterbacks that he do not respect. He does not blitz against quarterbacks that he does respect, that he think he carves up his defense, or he also blitz when he has no choice. He has no choice. We're going to have, let me see here. What? Brown, safety, maybe Michael Carter, safety, Ringo, cornerback, Cooper DeJean, stay your ass in the slot, and Quinyon, right? And then we're going to have that going against Roma Dunze, who's going to be running circles around some of these cats in the backfield. Like, then we're going to have that rookie tight end who's not playing like a rookie at all. Cortland Loveland, I think his name is. That dude's a stud. Then they got Swift, who can line up out the backfield and catch football. We know about that cat. He's going to have no choice. He's going to have to bring pressure. He's going to have to do something. And Caleb Williams he doesn't play on schedule. He plays like Kyler Murray.
better version of Kyler Murray.
Like Jalen, but I think Kyler's a good comp.
Yeah, he plays like a better version of Kyler.
He does a lot of plays outside the pocket, which Ben Johnson doesn't like, by the way.
At all.
Yeah.
I bet you if Ben Johnson actually had Jalen Hurts, he would be like, oh, crap, I can do a lot more with this guy.
No,
Look,
he wouldn't like Jalen Hurts either. Stop.
Oh, he would. Look,
no, he would not, Lucius. Jalen plays most of his game off schedule, bro.
Because he has to. What play calls do we have? They're elementary. You can look at Jalen Hurts since he's been in college. He's never been an on-schedule quarterback. Yeah, that's when he was in Oklahoma when he had an on-schedule system.
In the Big 12 when there was 10 yards of separation between CeeDee Lamb and the closest defender?
When he played against LSU in that championship game, that he wasn't the reason why they got demolished in that game.
Well, Joe Burrow had like 500 yards passing.
He had like 1,000,000 yards against their defense. He wasn't the reason. He actually moved the ball against LSU on schedule. Look, I'm telling you, I'm not saying that Jalen Hurts is a elite quarterback. Like, he's obviously not Mahomes, but you don't need to be because guess what? Tom Brady wasn't Mahomes. But if you give somebody like him the answers, he's going to ace the test. We don't have answers. We don't have routes. We don't have competence. We don't have consistency on play calling. We don't have any of that. So what is Hurts going to look like except for what he's doing right now? As a matter of fact, we should be thinking that he has the ability to play off schedule, that we are 8-3. You think without his ability to improv, we beat any of those teams earlier? I'm
not saying we don't, but I mean it's tough to gauge because you don't know how much offense you leave when you're not making the throws early. I mean, why the offense look so good in the first 3 drives today? Because he was throwing the ball.
Because there was
time. Because I didn't hear any AJ Brown lost a step today, and I never want to hear this bullshit again. By the way.
Okay, now I'll tell you, he lost a step. However, I'm gonna tell you this. Hold on, no, stop. He lost a step. He has lost a step. Has he lost a step to mean that he doesn't look like an elite wide receiver? No, he still is a beast. He's not the beast in Tennessee, but he's a monster. He still gets his separation. He still catches the ball. When you have focus, when you have design. Right now, after you get past the script, it's done. He's done. Like Smitty's done. Everybody's done because KP can't call past the script. So it makes me think, who's making the script? Is it him or is it Nick?
It's a good question.
So if it's Nick who's making the script, which would make sense because after the script is done, KP can't call a game. Just you don't have to even you could just do what my man in Detroit did. Is like, look, we needed something different. I'm just doing it. Like. And if it's the front office who's doing anything, tell the front office, well, fire me later. Because guess what? One thing you got to do is the front office, I know for a fact because I've heard it from insiders up there, the front office don't want Hurts running the football. You got to run the football with Hurts.
He needs to run the football.
He has to. Like, you done took away that killer instinct that he had. He has to be that way. You could just want all you want to, front office, sit down, shut up. Let's win a Super Bowl. If you get 10 years instead of 15 years out of Hurts, get the 10. But get 2 more Super Bowls.
10 is a lot, but we'll see. All right, bro, I appreciate you joining in. You had a lot of good takes tonight. You had some takes I disagree with, but that's all right. That's part of it.
I know you do, but that, it's all right. It's all right. At the end of the day, we just want what's best for the team. And by the way, I do got a message for the Jelenites. I do. Hey, listen to me.
You're a Jalenite.
I'm not.
You are. I just dubbed you. You're in, brother.
No. Take me out.
You're in the Jelenites.
Take me out because I got to say something to them. And I see them all over the thing. People who don't want to criticize Hurts, stop it. Stop it. Stop being so sensitive. You're clearly not from Philly or South Jersey at all. Yo, when your quarterback makes a mistake, call him out. Bring him to the carpet. Guess what? He's not going to be one of the greats that we see with his arm. He's not going to make these dazzling plays. Be okay with that. It's okay. It's okay. What do you want?
I'm with you on that. Agreed completely. All right, brother. Good show, man. I appreciate you joining, Lucius.
I appreciate you.
Support of the channel as always, man. I like that Kelly Green Eagle hat too. Looks nice on you, bro.
I appreciate it, bro.
All right, bro. Thank you, man. Later, dude. Here's Lucius, the show. Joining me right here. Got O-Line Guru and HKP to close it out tonight. Let's go to O-Line Guru. Joining me right now. What's up, brother? It's been a couple weeks. How you been, man?
Man, you know, only show up when we in trouble, man. You know, only show up. Xander, you know, only show up.
Are you
I
gonna
usually
come in
say.
here and hit me with "We're good, we're going to the Super Bowl"? Is that what you're
Nah,
saying?
because you know I am. You know what? I'm gonna come in here bold because I'm not super Jalen Knight, but just because it's a troll, I'm gonna troll back. I'm the speaker for the Jalen Knights. Let's get that out the way.
All
I'm
right,
the
you're speaking for the
honorary. I'm the
airline.
honorary.
Let's hear it,
Hey,
my friend.
and I'm a proud honorary Jalen Knight member of an All Pro Super Bowl MVP, All Pro, which shows he can do it in the regular season. All Pro Super Bowl MVP quarterback. With that being said, let me start off with I think his problem is he has to realize sooner, like this was the game. He has to be that guy. Like that's for sure. The I think that we think that he can't do it because we have to think about it from his perception too. You have an amazing defense, and your running game has been working. So a lot of times, I think that he's even got pedestrian, unlike that 23 year when we did implode. So that 23 year, I think Jalen played decent. I don't think he took care of the ball well enough, but we didn't have the defense for that play
Yeah, that's
style
why he didn't take care of the ball because he was pushing it downfield so much.
because
Because we
we
didn't
didn't
trust
have
the
we didn't
Yeah.
have the defense. I think that we had the defense for the play style this time. I think that he has to own that a little bit more. I think that the days of me handing it to Saquon, him handing it to Saquon, or we'll make it happen. That's done went away a little bit. The offense done took a step back, so he has to take a step up. Um, just a quick thing about the Nick Sirianni. I'm not out or in on the play calling thing, but I just want to correct something that all Eagle fans are mistaken. I don't think he should per se call plays, but he called plays the first year Jalen started. The wide receiving core was DeVonta Smith, Jalen Reagor, Greg Ward.
That's true. Good point.
That's what people keep forgetting. And at that time, we had one of the better offensive line in the run game with Kelsey, Isaac Sayamalu, Lane Johnson. They were younger and fresher. So it made way more sense to run the ball then. But during the passing game, I wasn't just completely out on it. I just think the people that he had, it was bad for that time period. So don't forget, he hasn't had it since then. He hasn't had it since then. Since we had AJ Brown and all that, he hasn't had it since then. So I just say it's worth to look into. All I'm saying, because I don't think he had a fair shake like some people think
So you
like
don't
we
you
did.
don't think Kevin Petula is doing a very good job?
This is my problem. Stuff like this is where I think Kellen Moore would have did better with last year. That 3rd and 2 that Jalen Hurts took that second one. My immediate thought is I know we're not running the ball well, but if we're in a gotta get it down, why not run the ball, get 1 yard, and maybe we're at 4th and 1, 4th and inches. That throw the ball there. Now, once again, it's just we're not in rhythm. We're never in rhythm. Even when Hurts is throwing the ball in schedule, our offense isn't in rhythm. We never are in rhythm. Like on that 3rd and 2 last year, we would have ran the ball there. And I know we don't have the same offensive line to run the ball. Let's get that out the way.
I
And
think they were timid because of where they were on the field. I don't even think they would have wanted to run
I don't
touchdown.
think I don't think we quite was there. That's fair because I think it was on like the
I think they were on
35,
a, what, like a 25-yard line or so?
no, I think on the 35, 35. It was
25
about
still, though.
it was if we was on the 40, 45, I think that we might have pressed the button there.
Me too.
But I'm just saying, dropping back like that on 3rd and 2 definitely felt like we have no confidence in our run game. Like, and I get that, but with the tush push being like over 90% in that type of situation, last year we would have did that. And I think situations like that is where it stick out like a sore thumb. Now we're throwing the ball on 3rd and 2. Like we're throwing the ball. Now don't get me wrong, we want to throw the ball, but we're out of rhythm.
I know.
Like we're out of rhythm. And we completely have undervalued the O line. Like I say that because we don't talk about how much they affect us not playing well. So we just constantly just like, oh, they're not playing. No, 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 no. The O line not playing great is like 60% of the problem. That's like 60% of the
They're,
problem.
yeah, no, you're right. I mean, they're not playing good. There's no doubt about it. You think
Oh,
Barkley lost it? Lost a step?
nah, not really. Let me tell you why. You want to tell you what's so crazy to me? Like, same thing with AJ Brown. Like, one thing in this sport, and Draymond Green hit it on a little bit with even Ben Simmons in basketball, confidence is so key. And I just think he lost confidence in the offense and the O line. I don't think he lost confidence per se in himself. I just think like when he gets the ball, he's not thinking it might hit. And you can see he's timid. You can see that he's tapping his feet around. And I think a little bit is that valid. I think that we don't get him the ball in favorable situations. We keep running up the middle, and our middle of our offensive line is the most banged up right now. Is not playing the best ball right now. So I just think it's a perfect storm. And like I said, Jalen just has to do more this year. Like we said in the beginning of the year, we came in assuming he was going to do more this year. That's why we had the MVP talks because we were saying, you know what, we expect them to have to do more this year because we expect the run game to take a little step back. So it's the same thing. But my last thing I do want to say, everybody's been talking about the play calling, but you want me to say today? Today's not on the coaches, man. Today's on the players, man. Period. Today's on the players. You want me to tell you why? 14 penalties for almost 100 yards.
That's
It's like
insane. It's like unheard
it's,
of, dude.
you want me to tell you, and that's why even with and that's why the quarterbacks thing, we saying Jalen Hurts didn't play well. If he would have won, we would have said that he played better. It's the fact that he lost. Now, the way he lost, he didn't quite take over in the second half like we think we needed him to. But I think going on, he knows he got to do that, to be honest. Like, okay, I might really got to like take over all these games. But the lack of discipline, and it started game one. When Jalen Carter spit on Dak Prescott, it just let me know, like, are we a little bit too loose? Are we not focused as a team? Like, are we a little bit too, oh, we'll figure it out. Oh, we'll figure it out.
Right.
And the penalties today just let me know. I feel like all the distractions going on, everybody talking, it's just they wasn't focused like a championship team. That was my biggest problem. I don't really care about the reason why I say we're fine because I know the NFC Xander, Jared Goff ain't gonna do it in the playoffs. I'm sorry.
I agree.
Sam Darnold, I don't believe it in the playoffs. I'm sorry. The only threat really for real is Matthew Stafford. That's why I'm fine. Now we need the number one seed. I don't see us winning 3 games and getting to the ball.
They're up 34-7 right now, so they're going to be in the driver's seat.
Yeah, so
Well, they got to go to Seattle still.
yeah. So I think we're fine on that end, but our championship DNA took a little hit today for me. Like, and I value that the most in our team, and that's why I say we're fine because I just think when we really got to have it, we're more likely to get it. But the penalties that we had today, the lack of focus was alarming. Now the one on DeJean was a BS call, and the one on Cam Jerkins was a BS.
Dude, the one on DeJean, I'm not buying John's explanation for that.
Nah, that's a BS call.
DeJean's face. I mean, what's DeJean supposed to do?
I think it's either a no call or an offensive PI. Clearly, it's either a no call because you let them be handsy with each other, or it's an offensive PI because his hands to the face. I think the wide receiver was more aggressive with his hands even. I think the one
I'm not really like an official complainer type of guy. It's never been my style.
No, I'm really not. You want me to tell you why I don't complain about the officials? Because if I was gonna complain, I had to complain back then with Bradbury. I ain't gonna complain with Bradbury back then. I ain't gonna complain now. Right. It is what it is. Everybody gets cheated, bro. Everybody gets messed up. What I can control is 14 penalties for 100 and something yards. we can't control that. So I'm not. Although I've been out on KP as a whole. Today, I don't think as a fan base we need to put that on the coaches. Today's on the players. We got to discipline up. That's a problem. That's on the players. Like, yes, the play calling was great, but once again, Jalen Hurts would have threw for 400 yards and 50 passes didn't get called back. So we got to be more disciplined. It's just that simple. Like that was pitiful today. Honestly.
All right, brother. Good stuff, man. Appreciate you joining in. Have a happy Thanksgiving, man. I hope you have a great holiday this weekend. I'll talk to you again soon. All right, brother.
CEO of the Jalenites. Oh, I'm trolling. Let's go.
CEO of the Jalenites. Oh, baby. Let's go to HKP to close us out tonight. HKP.
Yo. What's going on, Z? What's going on, man? I feel good.
Joe's hat.
I got you, bro. I got all the colors, bro. I got all the colors, man. Yeah, man. I got all the colors. But, man, I feel good, man. I'm in a great mood tonight. I'm happy we lost. I'm so excited because this is what this team needed, man. I'm tired of this team and all these M-Reds dude in the comments arguing with me, talking about we're 8-2, we're just winning games. Like, we need to lose, man, because this team needs to realize the way you're playing in this undisciplined football and all this nonsense y'all are doing, it's not going to lead you to a Super Bowl. This team has to understand that at some point. And I think after this game, if we don't see certain changes and certain things clean up, like penalties and all that different stuff, because those type of things have nothing to do with what is necessarily being played in terms of execution. You know what I mean? Like what the coach calls in the playbook, like that has nothing to do with it. That's players out there being undisciplined, not doing the different things that they're supposed to be doing. And like when you have stuff like that in the game, now it causes like a domino effect. Now we don't know what to blame. We're finding all these different things, Xander, to throw it at. We're trying to throw it at players. We're trying to. It's all these different things. We blame Patullo all day. I think Patullo did a great job. I'm gonna stand by what I told you last week. I think Patullo's a great coach, dude. I don't think he's a bad coach at all. Now, do I think Nick Sirianni has an approach that he has in his head of sometimes they want to come out and be conservative? Yes, but like today was a day where you're just supposed to simply blow a team out. Like it wasn't supposed to be a close game. You're supposed to come out like I see in the first half, you take a shot to Smitty. Where's the shot to Smitty again? Like take several shots, dude. Like it shouldn't be just a one scenario thing. You're playing the Dallas Cowboys, who give up some of the biggest plays in the National Football League, dude. That they're known for giving that up this year, and you're scared. You're playing like it makes no sense to me. So like when you have all those things, as well as you guys are undisciplined, this is the type of game that you lose. Like at the end of the day, and it doesn't help when Saquon Barkley is slipping and falling and can't get up. So
Every play
yeah.
is slipping. What is going on with
It,
that?
it doesn't. I don't know, dude. I don't think he's taking a step back. I kind of agree with bro that was just on here when he said like he's kind of overthinking things a little bit. But man, we pay these guys big bucks, man. Yeah, we pay these guys too much big bucks, man. I was literally talking to my brother as I came in the house because my brother's a Cowboys fan, so he's so happy right now, right? And I was literally telling him like 51 million. Like that's how much Jalen Hurts is getting paid this year. And all these other quarterbacks in the NFL, they have to cover up these things for their team. They have to figure it out. And this is what we expect of Jalen. I think Jalen is the most to blame for that game, dude. I'm gonna be honest with you because he's the quarterback of the team. We expect him to come out there and just cover it up. You're supposed to figure it out for us, dude. That's why we pay all this money with Josh Allen, with Mahomes, with Burrow. We hold those guys to this high standard, this upper echelon. We want Jalen to be quote unquote elite, like y'all keep saying that he is. But it's like if we're not going to hold him to that elite standard, he's just a regular quarterback, dude. Like let's just have him be the Eagles quarterback that knows how to win football games. That's it. He's not elite, but he knows how to win, and that's cool because we won a Super Bowl out of it. I'm not mad at all. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and say the quarterback's elite when we don't expect elite things of him, which is to go. Do you think that anybody on that Cowboys sideline was like, oh, no, Dak, we don't expect you to go win this game for us. Yeah, even though we're paying you all this money, you just go out there and you just try your best, dude. No, they expect him to ball out and go win the game, period. Not take a 13-yard sack, dude. That's not what they expect, dude.
I agree
That's
completely. I agree with you completely.
So
it's a tough thing to do. You sound like me, and you're saying it better than I say it. But it's the people that's what I'm fighting against. All these people telling me he's this elite, and it's like, well, we don't ask him to do that shit, you know?
We don't.
Wait,
and
I'm gonna go back to what you said at the beginning. You think this loss is a good thing?
I think it's an excellent thing.
It's gonna push. The only way out is through. It's gonna push us to either go where we gotta go, or it's gonna expose that we're not who we think we are.
And I think that it's excellent because it came against the Cowboys, dude. And I know that this is a team that they really did not want to lose to. I think they would have been fine losing to the Bears, personally. I think losing to the Cowboys, it kind of stings a little different. You know, Saquon Barkley getting 10 for 22, it stings a little different because it's against your division rival that you wanted to sweep. You know what I mean? And this is the year that you should sweep the Cowboys. The Cowboys are usually a great regular season team, guys. Like, that's just the truth. Like, they're usually pretty good in the regular season. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, this was the year where we're supposed to do that. So, you know, I think this team has to clean up the disciplinary things in terms of, like, on the field. Like, dude, like, it's too many little things, like these penalties, dude. Like, it's hard to even watch the game and just see. Like, you're just seeing the moments like, bro, what? Like, that's how I'm literally watching the game. I'm just like, is this real life?
I know.
These guys just can't get besides themselves.
14 of those penalties, bro. It's brutal. You're not winning meaningful football games with that type of discipline. No way. You're an Alabama fan. You know that. You're not allowed to have that.
You have to be disciplined, man. Like last year, we did not have these issues. I was literally telling my brother about how last year we had a way we won football games, right? I feel like this year, like even though last year, like our passing offense was always 20th and lower. Okay, it was never top 15 or whatever the case. It was never that, you know. And at the end of the day, we had an identity of how we chose to win games. We were going to run the ball. You know what I mean? We were going to get stops. We were not going to let up the big play. Vic Fangio had that nice zone defense he was playing, and it worked. We won a Super Bowl with it. And I think this year, this team lacks an identity. We had 2 good weeks of football on defense, which is why I didn't get overhyped about the defense, because I said I need to see. Last year, I saw the defense consistently playing great football for so many weeks in a row. And we only saw 2 weeks this year of really some dominant defense. And, they did it. But today, you needed the offense to really come out there and show their dominance. Today, we were supposed to put up 40 easy, and it wasn't supposed to be a hard thing to do, man. It wasn't supposed to be rocket science. Jalen Hurts was supposed to go out there and lead that team and throw the ball like we've been asking him to do, which he did in the first half. But things kind of stopped in the second half. I don't think it's just Nick Sirianni. I think Jalen Hurts is conservative as well, dude. Like, I think Jalen Hurts holds the ball in his hand and says he doesn't want to throw it because we're winning the game. And I have a defense that can go get a stop. If you guys watching this channel do not believe that Jalen Hurts thinks that in his head, you need to wake up and smell the coffee, dude. We have game footage and tape, several games of him doing that. That is who he is. He's going to hold the ball. He knows he has a great defense, and it failed him today. Maybe next week he'll say, hey, man, I need to run the score up. I need to just take this chance, or whatever the case may be. Like, just go play football, play your game. Eagles fans are going to ride with you some days. Other days, they're not. That's just what comes with Philly, man. And it is what it is. If Jalen doesn't lead us, dude, we're not winning any Super Bowl. I don't know if anybody in here is dreaming, but
they're dreaming. Don't you worry.
Yeah, I don't know if these guys are dreaming or something like that. Like, Jalen Hurts, he's gonna have to be elite. This elite level that M. Reyes and all these guys. I'm sorry, M. Reyes. You get a lot of, bro. You get it bad, bro. So I'm sorry, bro. But hey, man, somebody got to get it, bro. You feel me? So, hey, if you guys think he's so elite and all this different stuff and Super Bowl MVP, I can't remember how many times I heard that this last week. People telling me that, like, I didn't watch the game. Like, dude, I get it, dude. It's in February. That's nice. It's also November now. So it gets
you're on fire tonight, HKP.
It gets to a point, dude. Because I'm excited to see the response to this team, Xander. Like, what's the response going to be? Like, how is this team going to come out the next game? I don't think there's going to be any choice.
Capable of doing what you're saying?
Say that again for me, Z.
Do you think he's capable of doing what you're saying? What you're asking him?
Jalen? 1,000%. I mean, dude, how many quarterbacks would love to be dropped into an offense like this?
But that's what I'm saying. You're asking him to be more elite. Do you think?
I think he can do it. I think he can do it. I think he can do it. Will he do it? Tough. You know? It's tough.
You rode the fence. That's the first answer. You rode the fence on that shit. You and Sileo, you rode the fence.
I'm not gonna lie. I'll be real with you. Like, if it came down to the end of the year and people told me that in the playoffs, the Eagles lost 24-31 because Matthew Stafford led a drive, which Jalen Hurts threw 2 passing touchdowns and 2 interceptions in the game in the playoffs, and we lost, I would not be shocked at all. Because you're asking a lot of a guy that throughout his whole entire career, he's never been asked to lead a team to win a title or championship, whatever you want to call it, collegiate or NFL, and actually succeeded at it on a consistent level. He got benched before. These are things that we've seen. So it's like, will he do it? You know, I believe in Jay because I believe in Jay's will. I like his mindset. You know what I'm saying? We've talked about this before. So you love the way Jay thinks, dude. So, you know, I believe he can, but mindset has nothing to do with you finding reads and seeing who's open on fit. So, you know, we'll see, dude. I'm on the fence, and I'm not afraid to be on the fence. Okay, because at the end of the day, what I have seen from this team, I have to be on the fence. How could I 100% be like, yeah, we're gonna do it? Like, wake up and smell the coffee. This team has not shown you anything that has been like, yo, we're going to do. No, even today, I thought we were going to win 13-10. I was shocked we had 20 points. I was like, wow, 20 points. I mean, is it my birthday?
No,
do I get cake?
But you're out here cooking in the kitchen, my friend.
Xander, do we get soda pop?
Yeah, wait. Yeah, right. Yeah, are we winning on Friday or what?
Yeah, we're winning on Friday. We're playing the Bears, dude.
You don't. Yeah, you don't fear the
Yeah,
Bears.
I'm just yeah. If we lose to the Bears, I'll be like, all right, dude. Like this team is just like a middle of the pack team. Like we're just a regular, playoff team at that point. We're like the Bills. Like we're gonna make the playoffs, but like only God knows how far we're gonna go in it. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like that's So hopefully I'll be out in Philly for that game. So we better win.
All right, bro. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving on Thursday. This was the
Hell
segment
yeah,
of the
brother.
You get the cake for the segment of the night tonight.
Hell
HKP,
yeah,
you
Z.
know I love you, bro. I
Love you more,
appreciate you
brother.
again soon, all right, man.
Hell yeah, Z. Take care of yourself, bro.
Later, bro. You too, man. There's my boy HKP. I fucking love HKP, man. I love HKP. That guy is super. That guy was spitting fucking fire tonight. He got me fired up. He got me fired up. By the way, you guys got to go follow my boy HKP. There's his Insta. All right, go follow him. He's got great mindset, man. He's got great mind. That's why he's got good takes, because he's got a good mindset on life. I love he does videos, bro. He does these videos where he's in the lab and everything. So Crudo Reacts. Go follow HKP. See that? He's great. All right, man. I don't have, there we go. My camera's good now. All right, man. We lose, man. Can you believe it? We lost to the Dallas Cowboys. Can you believe it? We lost to the Cowboys. 24-21. We lost to the fucking Cowboys. Yeah. HKP was right about everything. Is exactly how I feel about Jalen. I think he's competent. I think he's capable. I think he's good. I think he doesn't do anything that is elite. We don't even ask him to be elite. I'm over it too, No Limit. Thanks for joining tonight, bro. Thanks everybody, by the way, for joining, man. A lot of good commentary tonight. All right. I love the different takes. I've always said that about people. That's why I'm always annoyed at people who are like, act like you make a take somebody doesn't agree with, and it's like they act like you're like the worst person on earth. I like different points of view. I want different people to come in. I want people who disagree with me to come in here. That's part of sports talk. That's part of sports talk. So a tough loss tonight, but it is what it is. And I think the one thing I wouldn't take what HKP said lightly about there's an opportunity for this loss to be a good thing. There is. I know it doesn't feel like that right now because you're in the aftermath of the loss, but sometimes it takes a loss to be able to propel forward. The only way to shoot an arrow forward is to pull it back first, right? And I think maybe there's an opportunity for this team to be able to look and say, we're going to have to do something different. We're going to have to try and be a different version of what we are. We're going to have to push the needle. We're going to have to do different things, to try and be great, to try and get to where we want to go. And I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. So we'll see what happens, man. Appreciate everybody joining in today. All right. A lot of good commentary all around on the show tonight. Thought John and Sills were on point for the most part. And I think overall things were pretty good. All right. Let me double check something here. Oh, damn, man. You turned off my Premiere, Marie. Damn. That's okay. All right. Love all you guys, man. Hit the like button. Great job by everybody tonight. Great job by everybody tonight. I thought everybody had some pretty good takes, honestly. All right, Steven, thanks for joining your first time. All right, thank you for joining, bro. HKP, you're my winner of the evening. I thought you were excellent tonight. I should have came to you earlier. All right. And I appreciate everybody coming. Ryan said, I know you see my comment. Ryan, I didn't. Let me go find your stupid-ass comment because you got a lot of them. Ah, shit, you're right. The Sixers did lose today versus the Heat. Number one offense in the league, and you said I was just messing with you. I wasn't saying they were terrible from a NBA analysis standpoint. I was shitting on you because you're a shithead. HKP becomes a member. Thanks, bro. I know you were a member. You might have just re-upped. You might have just re-upped yourself. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you. All right. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate everybody. Hit that like button. We'll be live at 8 a.m. We'll be live at 8 a.m. You guys better bring the heat this week. We got a Black Friday game versus some motherfucking Bears. Screw the Bears. All right. All right. Love all you guys. See you next time, everybody.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the Jet Setters and the High Rollers, to the Shot Takers and the Tastemakers. Welcome to the Viewfinders, the Thrill Seekers, and the Night Owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand. We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES. Eagles.